Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the XLNC stream of the AOE games. There's a lot to cover here because we're in PGCQ number 2, and with all these abbreviations, I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible. I'm Dia, I've got Fury with me, and we are covering the very first game of the day of Day 2 of the Open Qualifiers, 100 Thieves Next versus AOE Ginger Turmeric. Did I get everything, Fury?
I think you covered just about everything there. Day 2, which should realistically mean double the action. That's how it works, right? Correlation of that. And they are flying through drafts already. 100 Thieves picking up that Wukong, something we saw yesterday get picked up and go absolutely nutty on. So we'll see if that's a repeat from the Baco game get transferred here.
I'm scared. I'm scared of Wukong first pick, and I was scared of 100 Thieves Next to begin today.
Yep.
AOE Ginger Turmeric and 100 Thieves Next have both gone undefeated so far in the Open Qualifiers, both going 2-0 on the first day. But this is where I think we could see a little bit of a reality check, because 100 Thieves Next didn't win the first PGCQ of the summer for nothing. These guys are crazy talented. They've been dominant in the Proving Ground Circuit qualifier scene for the past year, since it's existed, and I'm scared to see what they can do with Wukong, now a Zeri, and maybe even a Lulu against the Udyr and Syndra that Ginger Turmeric went for.
And then the Tristana getting picked up here. What I'm seeing from 100 Thieves already is kind of the dream scenario of a draft allowing Wukong, Zeri, Lulu, kind of three of the most dominant champions in the current meta as they are in the correct hands. And I think 100 Thieves are the correct hands. That Udyr, though, did pop off pretty hard on Ginger Turmeric yesterday. And now with this Tristana getting picked up, we have been seeing that quite a bit in the past couple of days, so interested to see how that works out versus the Zeri, and so far it has been a pretty good counter pick into the Zeri.
You know, it's funny because off of the first game yesterday, I think the Tristana was one of the things that I focused on the most. I thought that
Right.
deep learning, especially in the late game, had really good positioning and really good cooldown usage on the Tristana. It's not often that I see somebody so comfortable with this
Mhm.
champion. So if comfort is going to be king here, if that's what Ginger Turmeric are going to be relying on, I absolutely see the value of this pick. But up against the Zeri Lulu, they do have their work cut out for them because Tristana loves to be in charge of a lane. And right now, I'm struggling to see, how it's going to be possible. With the Sona, you already know what I'm thinking, Fury. I just don't think it's possible anymore.
Yeah, I know. That is what we saw yesterday. Same pickup. We had our doubts on it. I mean, it ended up working, right? It worked out for the better from someone coming in clutch a couple of times in that game. And I don't know, though. Duo Selena, we'll see if it ends up working out. But the I will say Existence Top, I guess, popped off hard enough on that Jace to warrant a Jace ban in that final stage there.
Yeah, I'm glad that 100 Thieves Next paid attention to that because while it was just the first day, while it did end up being a 2-0 one for AOE Ginger Turmeric, the Jace constant pressure was a really big problem for most of the squads, and I like that 100 Thieves Next have identified that. They've even given Sniper the Gwen, which I think is a really nice, strong power pick right now. One of
Yeah.
the things that they've done consistently, and with a Swain in the mid lane, I'm looking at a Swain who's not going to die, a Gwen who's not going to die, a Wukong who's not going to die, and a Zeri who would die, but there's a Lulu with her. I don't know how AoE Ginger Turmeric actually get this going for themselves. The Yone is being hovered. Do you think this is the right way to go?
I mean, it's kind of really the only way to go if you
Okay.
need more DPS, which they definitely do. Tristana really being the main source of DPS on top of the Udyr, I guess, if you want to count him, but it's going to be a struggle for him into what 100 Thieves have drafted already. Yone, a solid setup if you're going for kind of wombos of the Yone Sona combo alts,
Mhm.
but like you said, Swain, Lulu, Gwen, it's going to be very hard to kill all of these champions. Swain's going to push R in the middle of a big team fight, and he's going to be unkillable. I've been seeing him picked up a lot lately in every elo, gold, platinum, all the way up into challenger. And every time he's picked up, it's virtually impossible to kill him, whether you're ahead or not, because he gets 2, 3 items, and he's just this massive tank that is also somehow just spitting out damage and blowing people up. And GT don't have a whole lot of tank on their team. So it's going to be very hard for them to really sustain in these later on team fights.
Yeah, I mean, dancing around the sides of the team fight, you've got to imagine is going to be their key to success, especially when Swain it's so necessary to kite out these days. I'm noticing as well that with Ginger Turmeric picking up the Syndra, they've actually got a really nice power point in the mid game, but
Mhm.
only if this Syndra is ahead. And for that reason, I'd like to see Ginger Turmeric pay a lot of attention to Captain Shrimps because you've got a Tristana, you've got a Yone who you know are going to take off in the late game, but you have to be able to get there. And right now, I look at 100 Thieves Next and I say, this composition is really strong in the mid game. And we know that 100 Thieves Next are great at macro play. Ginger Turmeric need to have a strong point that they can focus around, whether it be in that mid lane, whether it be in the bot lane, but something that can burst you out, that can create a numbers advantage in their favor so they don't find themselves at 20 minutes just getting lost in the sauce.
Exactly. I mean, Captain Shrimps, you're going to try to get him ahead as far as possible so that he can start to look to one-shot somebody with that ultimate. The problem is, Sword is on the Lulu. That ultimate starts to come out, Sword
Mhm.
just ults whoever with that wild growth, and they're not going to die. And then there's a majority of your burst damage there, unless Existence Top is somehow miraculously very far ahead of General Sniper here, which, if I'm honest, I don't see happening. This Gwen, as much as she's been kind of tuned and changed over the past few patches, she's still a very strong champion. It's still very hard to keep the lead over her, because even if she's 0-4, you stay in the middle of that queue for too long, and she's quartering your health, then halving your health, and then she pops the needlework, and you're dead before you realize it, and the lead that you garnished is now over. So Keel 7 gonna have to be moving around the mid top side. I think you can afford to let your bot side just kind of farm into the late game. I'm sure Lens and Sword are gonna be looking to poke, do a Selena, and October 23rd, they're going to be trying to poke as well. But I think you just try to focus as much on the sustain in lane as possible down there. Let Keel get Captain Shrimps in existence ahead as much as possible, and try to get into the mid to late game without being behind by, the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, I would go so far as to say that somebody has to be pretty significantly ahead for
Yeah.
AoE Ginger Turmeric in order for them to really feel comfortable. I'm sort of selfishly hoping that it's this Sindra because I'd like to see Captain Shrimps pop off, but I'm also really excited for the possibility that it's Deep Learning who impressed us on Tristana yesterday. The stories of especially AoE Ginger Turmeric are just being told. We're 100 Thieves next. They come in with plenty of history behind them. I think anybody would be right to be scared of going up against this team. Ginger Turmeric have got to do it now. They've already got 2 wins under their belt. Let's see if they can get their third in a miracle, or whether 100 Thieves next will continue the rampage. We're going to take a short break, and when we get right back, we'll be launching onto the Rift for our very first game of PGCQ OQ day number 2.
From the highest mountain to the bottom of the ocean, yeah. Our song is running like a river. Let the current take us there. We've got the love.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. We hit the Rift for the first time today. As a reminder for those just tuning in, yeah, that's the real 100 Thieves next, going up against the real AOE Ginger Turmeric. And it's just the start of what I'm sure is going to be an exciting best of one. Now, reminder, both these teams are already 2-0. You've got to win 3 games to make it in to the Proving Ground Circuit qualifier number 4. And so one of these teams is going to punch their ticket. I'm not sure which it's going to be, but I think we've all got we've all definitely got an inkling, right? 100 Thieves
Yeah.
next are a very scary opponent, and I'd like to see Ginger Turmeric overcome them. It's just a matter of how on earth you do it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's pretty clear. 100 Thieves, the favorite going into this, but we're not going to count out Ginger Turmeric just yet. We'll wait until the fat lady sings for that one, as Existence Top and General Sniper are going to get a little bit of action on the top side here. But you were talking earlier, you'd like to see Deep Learning on this Tristana kind of pop off, as he did yesterday. Did very well into that Zeri, despite the fact that Zeri was very strong, still is a very strong champion. So the bot lanes, I think, are going to be pretty key going in here, going from the early into the mid lane, into the mid game, mainly because Syndra, Yone, you're looking at them for the late game scaling, but Existence Top is not having a fun Existence Top, as General Sniper already zoning him off of his own wave.
You'd pointed this out before the game as well, but how important Keel is going to be in a game like this. With a deep ward placed by General Sniper in topside, he's not only doing really well in his own lane, but also making Keel's job harder. Keel's actually been tracked throughout this jungle path, and making this Udyr, or helping this Udyr have an impact, is going to be even harder when the enemy team knows exactly where he is. 100 Thieves next, once again, putting Darkwings into the jungle now to put an additional ward, seeing if Keel pops into the river. Really good moves from them. A lot of well-coordinated play.
Yeah, very good proactive moves. They know he had to have started bot side, because there's no way Udyr's starting red. Hasn't quite spotted him out just yet, because that ward wasn't close enough to those Raptors, but I think they should have enough time remaining on that ward to see him when he gets to his Krugs, and he will get spotted out there. And we do have Fnatic on the roam in the invade here. Might be looking for a cheeky little fight.
Well, goes over the wall, and Keel, already low, is forced to smite. I don't think he gets any more of those Krugs, so top side should belong to 100 Thieves next. Keel going to be forced to recall, but fortunately did not lose his life as much as he did lose that summoner spell. Existence Top gets a nice trade, and AoE Ginger Turmeric, for all that they lose a little bit of momentum, lose very little outside of that.
Yeah, thankfully, Existence Top now starting to win these trades into General Sniper is Captain Shrimp.
I'm walking
Going
pretty
with
close to
Darkwings.
that sway, and I don't know, the auto trades are not going in Captain Shrimp's favor. Doesn't land the next Q either, and with the Dark Sphere going a little bit wide, we're going to return to what is hopefully a calm state. It's worth noting as well, the not unusual, but diverse choice in summoner spells. Keel, of course, has gone for the Ghost, but General Sniper didn't go for the Ghost that we sometimes see on Gwen. Instead, with the Teleport and Ignite. Darkwings with the Swain having the Ghost. Lens taking Exhaust, and Sword with the heal. A diverse sort of what's like a distribution of summoner spells.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of understandable. I think I'd prefer the Ghost on the Gwen, personally, against this Yone, but I can see where TP Ignite would be a little bit better, because if you lose a trade, you can TP back into lane if needed. And then earlier, I like how Keel 7 was still tracking Fnatic, because he saw him on his Krugs. They had that little skirmish there. He immediately pinged out the red and the Krugs, the Wolves, excuse me, of Fnatic. So he knew he had to go back to his top side, and that he skipped over his blue, not the red. And then immediately went bot, but he was sniffed out there by Zeri and Lulu as top side. Existence Top barely gets away with his life as that Ignite was popped by General Sniper.
That was a really favorable trade for Mr. Sniper up there. I would not be taking one like that again. Existence Top even likely going to have to burn the teleport right now, because look, the wave is pushing away from him. So Ignite goes down for General Sniper, but he retains that teleport and the majority of his health bar in a really good position in the top lane. As Keel pops into the mid lane, Darkwings is going to get the root instead, and Captain Shrimps is under attack, taking quite a bit of damage in return. return as the wave continues to be pushed in, and 100 Thieves next stay in the driver's seat. Existence top taking another trade, but General Sniper, big chilling underneath the tower.
Yeah, won't take too much damage after that. Captain Shrimp's getting hit by multiple of those Visions of Empire from Darkwing, so Darkwing scaling up that health still here. Now looking for a fight in the jungle.
I would be scared. It's a really lucky bit that the Never Move didn't hit Keel, but it might not have been lucky enough. General Sniper's all over you. No level 6s just yet. And Existence top does have the ability to dash forward with that third Q. Doesn't pick it up, though. And instead, everybody's going to disengage. AOE Ginger Turmeric took a big risk there, and it's risks that they've had to repeatedly take for Keel to be able to counter Jungle Fanatic effectively.
Yeah, see, and that right there is where I think maybe Ghost would have come in handy more over the Ignite, because you could have continued that trade if that's what you were looking for. We did see Darkwings pop that Ghost after missing the Never Move, landing the double Visions of Empire to slow down Keel and Existence top there. But they were able to get out, not take too much. A lot of skirmishing going on, but still have yet to hit the first blood of the match. And bot side here, oh, now we're going to go up top. Okay. But bot, Deep Learning and Duoselina definitely holding their ground over Lens and Sword. Constantly keeping this push, staying ahead in farm, if even by just a little bit. But this wave not going too bad for them at the start.
Ooh, extra tower shot on Duoselina. It doesn't feel too good. You'll be noticing, though, that neither bot laner has backed just yet. Both Lens, Sword, Deep Learning, and Duoselina all are still big chillin' off of their initial buys, and right now, with the Dragon in sights, the extra push that this Tristana gets in the early lane is actually going to be really nice. Keel's going to be able to start up the Infernal Dragon, a pretty highly valued one, and hopefully get his team this small advantage that'll stack them into the mid and late game. We've already hit 7 minutes. Now, AOE Ginger Turmeric are able to take this uncontested.
Yeah, nice early Drake there. Good prio in mid and the bot side to get around that Infernal Drake early. Like you said, a very good pickup for them. Their entire team is focused mainly on the damage, not a whole lot of tank at the moment in this early game. So if they do come out with another couple of skirmishes, as we have been seeing over these 8 minutes, they should have a little bit of an advantage now with that extra damage in hand. Sword moving up into the mid lane here, gonna help clear out that vision and just kind of scare off Captain Shrimps a little bit.
Watch the Never Moves from Darkwings. He's constantly fishing for them. Not going to throw another one out in the mid lane, as that push ends up going in his favor after the initial recalls. After the first couple levels and points in queue, Darkwings is the one that's feeling a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable, keeping Captain Shrimps from being able to roam and extending Fnatic's influence over the jungle. So much so that 100 Thieves next are going to start up the Rift Herald, fearing for nothing on Vision, because Fnatic has nothing to worry about.
Yeah, whereas we saw the mid-bot side prio for the side of Ginger Turmeric, 100 Thieves are going to have more top lane priority. General Sniper a level ahead over Existence top, and 30 CS. 5 waves if you're counting. That is a massive lead for this Gwen here, and that's going to leave Rift Herald uncontested for Fnatic. Just a question of where he drops it. We have Drake in about 3.5 minutes. Will he drop it mid-bot, or will he just go mid-top to continue the push top side and maybe get prio over the Drake on the bot side? We will have to see, as now everybody roaming down towards the bot as Existence top getting dove.
Oh, I'm in so much pain, actually, just watching that happen, watching the flash be blown. Finally, in the bot lane, Sword has hit level 6, so 100 Thieves next can posture with a little bit more confidence down there than they were forced to. But up top side, this island is really just snowballing in 100 Thieves next favor. We even got the Rift Herald channeled up here, and though we're surviving in the mid lane, we're thriving in the bot lane. AOE Ginger Turmeric are losing in a big way when it comes up to this top side. The Gwen pick, this not even counter, but just blind, is really paying off to the tune of 30 CS and 4 plates so far.
Yeah, General Sniper, oh, heal 7.
I think we get out of this. The little wall hop from Lens actually makes this a lot easier than it would have been otherwise for most AD carries. Captain Shrimps trading up against Dark Wings in the mid lane, neither one really having anything to fear, but with Dark Wings running a little bit low on mana, his wave clear is not feeling too good. Making good use of that blue buff, though, to keep things as they have been.
Yep, just keeping everything kosher form, keeping everything frozen, not really pushing too hard into Captain Shrimps unless absolutely necessary. Top lane tower will finally fall as the fight opens up in the bot lane.
All right, Lens actually might be able to get out of this one, but the flash, no! Deep Learning ends up finding a kill, and the confidence of this bot lane makes it a double. A very clean combination between Deep Learning and Duo Selena finally gets us our first big advantage in the favor of Ginger Turmeric.
As we're seeing the comfortability in the top side for General Sniper, we see again the comfortability on this Tristana for Deep Learning. 2 games in a row yesterday and now today on this Tristana is showing that maybe you should stop letting him take it. He's 20 CS over Lens right now. They're going to pick up a couple plates in the bot side. So while we do see the first tower fall on the top side, a double kill and a couple plates with that dragon will help escalate a lead of about 500 gold in favor of AOE Ginger Turmeric here. Dragon will be up in a minute, and it seems like 100 Thieves are very nice on the timing here to start getting some vision and counter vision around this Dragon Pit.
Yeah, Sword prioritized that earlier back, right? Or rather, I guess died and had the earlier back is the better way to say it. And as a result, ended up getting onto the Rift a little bit sooner. Pink Ward's now cleared out, and we're all opting for this fight in the mid lane. You'd think it was Ginger Turmeric starting it, but 100 Thieves Next know exactly what's going on. There's plenty of backup on the way if that fight had continued. Instead, Dark Wings gets to retreat right back into the river, clearing out the Pink Wards. 100 Thieves Next want to take this fight. Are they well set up for it? General Sniper doesn't have teleport. He's walking down right now. The Never Move lands on Captain Shrimps, and we all just take a deep breath and chill for a moment.
Yeah, Deep Learning pushing up, taking yet another plate on that bot side. I think in the mid there, Keel actually lucky he gets hit by the Never Move, because if not, if he starts that fight, they get collapsed on in a 4v2 situation that doesn't look good for Captain Shrimps and Keel 7. 100 Thieves Next now going to move on to this Cloud Drake here. Looks like it's going to go uncontested. I think that's a fair move for AOE here. I don't think they had the priority over this. Can't really contribute anything. Maybe could have gone for exit frags if they really wanted to, but instead they're just going to keep pushing their aggression on the top side here. Existence top trying to get a plate and does so. Has to use that ult to get out.
Dark Wings is good at this champion. Watching Existence top, and he play it out between themselves. You do pop right back into Dark Wings, but it is after the Demonic Ascension expires, and Existence top will be able to exit, although it looked pretty spooky for a second there. I like the way that AOE Ginger Turmeric chose to play that as well, giving up the Cloud Dragon to get Existence top back into the game a little bit. He's pretty darn far behind in CS. He's down in levels. He's down a turret. And so giving up this very small dragon, a single Cloud Drake in the larger scale of the game, will hopefully get you one where your Yone has some autonomy in the mid game.
Yeah, I think you definitely give that up there, because if you take a team fight, you end up losing. Not only do you give up a pretty solid lead that you have for yourself, 1,000 gold at the moment, but it's all for a Cloud Drake, which I don't, personally, I think is not the best dragon in the game, especially when it's not the soul. Not quite sure what our next dragon is just yet, as it hasn't updated for us, but we will see when that eventually does come up what soul we are working with this game.
This one's going to be, well, Captain Shrimps popping away for right now. I'm also trying to whittle it down. Hextech. We've got the Hex Gates in the jungle, yeah. And now we're looking at a teleport in the bot lane. Remember, Existence top does not have ultimate. Can't actually lock anybody down, so Captain Shrimps has to land a stun for this to work. Fnatic instead turning things around, knocking you up, and General Sniper returning with the ultimate as well. Means that a teleport is used to push 100 Thieves Next back, but nothing more is gained for this. A tower, perhaps, as the consolation prize.
Should definitely be a tower here. Everybody on the run. General Sniper very low on mana. Use that needlework to help get some poke, clear out a little bit of that wave. Doesn't do enough on it though, as mid lane pushing down is Captain Shrimps with Keel 7 in tow. Moves back into mid with Deep Learning and Duo Selena as they start to whittle down this tower. Tristana, as we know, very good at blowing these up, and will they be able to take it? They do. 2 towers traded back all in all for a Drake. Is not the bad, I guess it's not the worst trade in the world, but we do see Fnatic moving up towards the Rift Herald here on the top side.
20 CS, maybe even a little bit more, is the lead for Deep Learning on this Tristana. We were hoping that Tristana would be able to pop off, and with the 2 kills and that CS lead, we're getting pretty darn close to the point where we can say that happened. Perhaps a 1 team fight more where Tristana is able to clean up, and you'll have yourself a genuine win condition that AOE Ginger Turmeric can try and capitalize on during this mid game where 100 Thieves Next are constantly trying to move around the map, keep the pressure on. Dark Wings, perhaps the most recent version of that, will suffer for it. Does have Demonic Ascension to stay alive for a little bit, but with the stopwatch in the inventory, he's going to choose not to use it. Instead, drawing all 3 people up top side and not having the fight go their way, not getting anything across the map.
Yeah, I think it's fair not to use that stopwatch there. I mean, really, all you would do is keep Keel, Captain, and Duo Selena up there for 3-4 more seconds, which doesn't really net your team much there, so probably better to save it for when you might have your team behind you that can re-engage off of that fight, maybe turn it around, or if they can pick something up on the other side of the map there. I think it's fair not to use it just yet. So 100 Thieves now down about 4k gold, and the lead that we saw General Sniper on the top side, still about 20, but that is made up for Heal 7, 30 CS lead on the jungle, and then obviously Deep Learning, 20 CS lead on the bot side. So 3k is now the lead. Darkwing still going to be top side. ADCs with their supports moving into the mid, and the top laners rotating down to the... Now, the thing is, do you think we see maybe by the 20-minute mark something open up with a full team fight, or do you think we're waiting until after the next dragon?
I mean, we've got to hope, right? 100 Thieves Next have been avoiding team fights like the Dickens, knowing that their side lanes are actually really strong. Well, AOE Ginger Turmeric, I'm sure, would like to try and get a team fight going before this Udyr has a more difficult time. 100 Thieves are just not giving it to them. Even there, the pick on Lens doesn't really go their way, and now General Sniper's trying to find a pick on the side. Captain Shrimps has to flash away, and Keel doesn't get the chance to perform his Udyrly duties and sit in the front line. Instead, he's sprinting around trying to get somebody to fight him.
Captain Shrimp, unfortunately, very caught out there, and General Sniper shows why he shouldn't be.
Gotta
Big
kill
fight.
this Wukong. Nice, there he goes, the explosion on Wukong, the flashboard from existence, locks up 2, and Dark Wings popping into the Demonic Ascension, heals up so much, but it isn't enough as the last auto connects from Deep Learning. It's 2 kills over to AOE Ginger Turmeric right before this 3rd Hextech Dragon, and now we have got ourselves the Tristana with 4 kills. Now we've got ourselves a win condition for Ginger Turmeric.
Dark Wings, we were looking at him as the kind of scary dark horse here, as he was going to come in and really try to not die this game, but Deep Learning on this bot side, getting that early double kill, having now this early Kraken Slayer, is showing how dangerous he is in comparison. Now has that Phantom Dancer as well. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with this game. Somebody needs to put an end to this, and it really has to be a combination of the Fnatic ultimate with Dark Wings and General Sniper getting on him and trying to burst him as quick as possible, because if not, you're just gonna have Existence and Keel frontlining like we just saw. Keel doing an excellent job with that CC and Existence top. Amazing flash ultimate come through onto 2 for that lockdown and helping Deep Learning pick up another couple kills.
I mean, since we've got a frontline shredder in Deep Learning that is now substantially ahead, 100 Thieves Next team fight becomes so much more difficult. What is otherwise sort of a death ball composition with Gwen, Wukong, and Swain all wanting to be on top of your face now turns into a frontline that really doesn't have that much access to the safety of Tristana, especially when we consider that Deep Learning took the Cleanse this game, a very infrequently used summoner spell in their case, but if the positioning ever does fail them, which is already a rarity, you've got that additional bit of safety.
Yeah, I think that cleanse is actually perfect, because really the only person that can get through Existence top, through Keel and Duo Selena is going to be Fnatic with that Wukong. And he pops the ultimate, but Deep Learning has cleansed. Deep Learning has the ultimate to send him back into his team, and if you can't get back into the backline, then Deep Learning's free. He's just going to be hitting you for free. You can't get back there again unless there's a massive misplay on the side of AOE Ginger Turmeric where their positioning just isn't ideal for him. But so far, that has not been the case. So I don't expect them to falter, but Deep Learning's getting risky here.
All right, well, it jumps forward and jumps right back out. I was sweating a little bit, but I appreciate that we've got a AD carry with so much confidence now that we can jump in 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3 at times. Well, it's not good for my heart, but I enjoyed watching it, and I'm sure that we'll see something like that again because it didn't even cost them a summoner spell.
Yeah, Deep Learning maybe realizing he kind of has to pump the brakes after that one. But does get out, I would say scot-free, but had to use that ultimate just to survive there. Thankfully, doesn't have to pop any summoners, but that could have been a lot more dangerous than it actually was. And maybe looking for a repeat here with Duo Selena in tow as General Sniper hard pushing this bot lane here. Going to pick up a tower for his team while the rest of AOE are around the mid-top lane here. Now, I don't know if they're going to prep for this Drake. I don't know if they can really take it. They can certainly try. Maybe force a TP out of General Sniper on the top side and maybe win that way. Back off the Dragon a little bit. Just try to bait out the Summoner and move top side here as they are doing right now. Fnatic and Darkwings caught between rocks and hard places.
Oh, we're not actually going to go for this, surely. One of the biggest problems for 100 Thieves, or rather for AOE Ginger Turmeric, caused by 100 Thieves Next recently, has been this vision game that both teams are playing really well. AOE Ginger Turmeric trying to clear out vision, trying to keep themselves in the driver's seat around this Baron, but 100 Thieves Next constantly backing, laying down pink wards, clearing things out with sweepers, has made it so much more difficult for AOE Ginger Turmeric to abuse the advantage that they have as a 4-man, and leaving Existence top in the bot lane against General Sniper is, I think, the one lane where we can still solidly say that AOE Ginger Turmeric are losing. Until this Yone gets at least 1 or 2 more items, General Sniper is going to be in charge of that lane, and that's the one thing that 100 Thieves Next, despite the game state, continue to abuse.
Yeah, General Sniper definitely still a massive win condition here for 100 Thieves Next. General Sniper gets in the middle of a big team fight, and that could spell disaster for AOE here. And speaking of big team fights, they may be prepping for one here as they have a 4v4 in the mid lane, and Keel kind of caught out.
Keel should be okay though, right? The one tank on this team for AOE Ginger Turmeric. Captain Shrimp's I'm a little bit more worried about though. He's been jumped on by General Sniper, and he's finally taken out by Fnatic. Now finally forced to retreat. We've got Deep Learning still alive, kept up by the Sylvana, who gets deleted by Lens. And 100 Thieves Next orchestrate a pinch, orchestrate themselves a team fight win, and our carry for Ginger Turmeric is down bad.
That is not what you want to see for AOE here, as the rest of 100 Thieves moving up towards this Baron can potentially take it here. I think they have the damage for it, even regardless of the fact they don't have a proper tank for it. But that was a big play for them. Keel caught deep into enemy territory there. They're going to trade a Dragon for this on the other side. And then Deep Learning maybe a little bit mispositioned in that fight. Maybe a little bit too aggro. Thought they could trade something back, but was not in the cards for them. They will trade just that one Drake. It's now 2-5, and the lead that they had is now null.
At this point, with 100 Thieves Next, having found themselves that team fight win, AOE Ginger Turmeric have what I'm going to call a 4-minute window to find themselves a team fight of their own. Fnatic using the flash to get on top of Tristana was such a big part of how they were able to lock this Trist down. It was really the only thing that allowed them to do so outside of a fight that took place at an unfortunate choke point. And if you can repeat that every time, you're going to find yourselves the team fight wins. You're quite strong. Tristana, Deep Learning, the only thing that stands in your way. You've got to find some sort of angle right here to abuse the fact that nobody now has the opportunity to get on top of Tristana. Find yourselves a fight as AOE Ginger Turmeric.
The biggest issue there was the fact that General Sniper was able to freely come from the bot side into behind AOE Ginger Turmeric there, I believe unspotted by any wards. after they were aware he was down there with Existence top, but a very nice roam coming in from that Gwen with that Riftmaker Gnasher's Tooth. Now moving into the mid lane here. They're trying to move around the map as much as possible with this Baron, which I love to see. They're going to try to get this bot lane tower as well. Now, the biggest thing, there's no neutral objectives up for the next 3.5 minutes. And like you said, with that window, that about 4-minute window, that's probably about 2 minutes at this point now for AOE. I don't know what they have to do in this next one. I think it's mainly they need to play their team fight front to back again. They can't allow General Sniper to get behind them. They need to get into a position where they have vision on all sides to not allow General Sniper around the back side of them, because that was the main thing that cost them the loss in that team fight. Without that, I think they turn and win that fairly easily.
Finding these fights out in the open, so difficult with their composition as well. Given the fact that you've got Keel, whose only option is to run at you. You've got Existence top, who might be able to get a lucky ultimate. But really, it's a very difficult thing to consistently engage as AoE Ginger Turmeric, and that's been their biggest shortcoming in this mid-game, is a compositional one that keeps them from really using the advantage that they have in their AD carry to translate into team fight wins, because they're just not able to find those team fights.
Exactly. The entire team of 100 Thieves positioning very well when they do get in these kind of 4v4 standoffs around that mid lane there, not walking up too far to get caught up by Existence or Duo Selena, because I think that's the main thing that we're looking for, is the duo ultimates from the top in support. Maybe a nice scatter of the week coming from Captain Shrimp to allow Keel to get in and start a CC, because he really can't just walk forward. Darkwings has that never move. We've got Polymorph on Sword with the slow as well, so Keel has to find a way to either go right in front of him and run at him head on with the help of his team, or somehow find a flank. If he's able to find a flank, I think that's even better. Kind of disorients 100 Thieves. Coming at him straight on gives him a little bit of a better way to get out of these fights, especially with the Fnatic ultimate. I don't know what Ginger Turmeric is going to be looking for in these next fights, so I wish we could kind of get into their heads and into their comms and see what they're telling each other right now, because I'm sure they're cooking something up for the next fight.
I'll tell you what I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to be looking for Fnatic's Flash. This Wukong has the cooldown available once more. It was the kryptonite of AoE Ginger Turmeric last time, and we've got a Dragon Soul to fight over in the next minute. Keel not even able to clear out the vision right now, as there's so much pressure being applied to him by the now quite healthy 100 Thieves next. They found themselves a lot of gold during that Baron power play, and it's making things so much more difficult for Ginger Turmeric. Do they decide to give this dragon up? They're trying their hardest not to, but with the vision the way that it is, I'm not sure they have much of a choice.
Yeah, we kind of saw this yesterday as well. Ginger Turmeric opting to try to push this mid lane hard, but here comes a fight.
Existence top already finding the engage. Zanya's used by Darkwings, and no crucial misposition forced from this Tristana just yet. Fnatic still has the flash, and it's a chunk for really nothing, as a Sona being able to heal you up on the other side keeps Ginger Turmeric in the driver's seat. An ultimate down for 100 Thieves next, and General Sniper is caught out on the side, should be able to escape, maybe turning things around. Fnatic gets right on top of Deep Learning, but he's still alive and cleansing it out as well. This Tristana is alive, is relatively healthy, and it's now autoing down General Sniper, now turning around onto Fnatic, and with Keel in the front line, this tank is unkillable, and Ginger Turmeric keep rocketing forward. Sniped out the air though, Deep Learning's gone down, and with Len still up, he flashes on top of Existence top. Was it too much for this Zeri? It was not. Existence top goes back to Fnatic, right into the waiting arms of the monkey, and 100 Thieves next find themselves a team fight. Len's taken out by Captain Shrimps. It's so close, Fury. Fnatic even turning around going, I don't want to play like this.
It's just 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 that entire time, and a very Pyrrhic victory comes through for Ginger Turmeric, a 4 for 3 in their favor. Here comes a TP from Captain Shrimps as Keel trying to fight Fnatic here, smites the dragon for some health, so will not be able to steal this one as Captain Shrimp's on the chase.
Fnatic cannot be allowed to take this dragon. An excellent kill orchestrated by Captain Shrimp.
From behind
They
again.
gotta burn the dragon down right now. General Sniper comes in, but he gets stunned up. Who will the smite go to? It's Captain Shrimps that gets it. And who cares about Keel at this point? Let him die. He's done his job. Hextech Soul belongs to AOE Ginger Turmeric.
I love those fights that last long enough for everybody to respawn and TP back into it. Captain Shrimps, unfortunately,
We got a
couldn't
teleport.
find a way out here. We do have a teleport coming through. We might be able to turn this around.
Oh, we're going. Captain Shrimps gets the delete on Sword the Zanyas as well. This is so good for them. General Sniper in the Zanyas will expire, and Dark Wings has nothing to do. What a way for that to be played. Huge props to Captain Shrimps and the squad there.
Overall, I believe it was an 8-for-5 team fight, 8-for-4. Maybe when everything is all said and done, eventually in favor of AOE Ginger Turmeric, as they did pick up that Hextech Soul 3 in their favor. They're going to move up towards this Baron. Should be able to take it. Will Fnatic go for a steal, however? It's kind of a miracle play for him if he tries to steal that in a 1v5 situation, so I don't think that is going to be the case. Baron will freely go over to AOE Ginger Turmeric. A massive, massive win for them coming out of those two team fights.
We could be witnessing an upset in the making. We've already found ourselves at, I think, a way more even game than most people would have expected coming into today. AOE Ginger Turmeric are not taking this lying down. They were, in fact, in the driver's seat against 100 Thieves next. And at this point, up against a Baron and a Hextech Soul, it's Ginger Turmeric's next 3 minutes to win or lose. When 100 Thieves next got the Baron, they focused on the tier 2 towers. So many of those still stand for 100 Thieves next, and Ginger Turmeric have got to take them out.
Yeah, and the big thing for me, Deep Learning in that last fight, Rocket jumping forward ends up getting sniped out of the air by Lens. Lens is finding Deep Learning in these fights, which is really big for 100 Thieves, and that is why they were able to stay alive for so long in that last fight, despite the fact that Keel picked up a quick double kill frontlining for his team. It was very all over the place. Lens was in the back line, then Fnatic was in the back line, then Keel was in the back line of 100 Thieves, just trading these position points for them. So if they're able to continuously find Deep Learning, they should be able to stay alive in the extended trades, but they need to allow Deep Learning to stay behind the team, I would think. There's just a couple missed positions on the point of AOE. If Deep Learning is able to sit behind Keel, sit behind Duo Selena, shouldn't be able to get picked off too quickly by Lens.
A lot of this Baron buff has expired, though, and the fact that waves weren't crashing simultaneously and now finally are should still let Ginger Turmeric pick up one tower, but I'm not sure about a second. General Sniper matching existence top in the bot lane right now makes things a lot more difficult. Deep Learning takes out the mid lane tower, and you got yourself one tier 2 for this. Can you actually find anything else before Baron goes bye-bye? General Sniper getting engaged on underneath the tower, level 16 to the 17 of existence top, and Keel diving this as well. Fnatic gets the knock-up. The turret does a lot of work, but Keel is still alive. Duo Selena having to lay down the heals for the team, and a big stun from Captain Shrimps ends up taking out General Sniper, taking out Dark Wings even, as existence top and Deep Learning leap forward, finding kill after kill, even using the stopwatch to buy a little bit more time. 100 Thieves next have just gotten wiped at 33 minutes!
Look at the waves right now. AOE Ginger Turmeric have perfect wave positioning in mid and in bot. They could just push and potentially end this game here with the help of this Tristana. An amazing play in the bot side for them. Dark Wings went down instantly. AOE Ginger Turmeric are going to pick up the game over 100 Thieves next.
The respawn timers just aren't coming in time, and you called it exactly. Nobody could have predicted this. AOE Ginger Turmeric secure themselves the 3-0 over 100 Thieves next, sending themselves to PGCQ number 4. What the heck? Fury,
Wow.
what's going on?
Wow. Ginger Turmeric, a very nice showing from 100 Thieves next as well, but wow, that is, I would say nobody could have expected that. but I think a lot of people are very happy with the outcome regardless. There was a lot of what we predicted for 100 Thieves next, mainly that Dark Wings would be this unkillable monster. That was not the case, and Deep Learning made sure of that.
That was so cool. I am shocked. I'm amazed. I mean, we're calling out to Deep Learning a lot. Really good play from them. I liked Duo Selena's play during, I want to say, the early mid game as well. Found some really crucial ults. And Captain Shrimps doing really well with
Amazing.
the stuns. Everybody on Ginger Turmeric had to come together to make a game like that happen. Even up to the end, we were doubting, but they held it together.
Right. I mean, something crucial for me is the fact that even though Existence Top didn't win his lane, he didn't fall extraordinarily far behind. The most we saw him was about 30 CS behind, but it's not like General Sniper was constantly getting kills. If that was the case, if he had more of a gold lead, we'd see a way different game, I would think. But the fact that Existence Top was able to just survive that lane, come out of that lane with a couple items, and land a bunch of crucial ultimates, especially during that last fight, where he goes in, gets the flash out from General Sniper, and able to help take him down instantly, is really big for AOE, and I can't wait to see what they do next.
He knew his job, and everybody on AOE Ginger Turmeric kept the discipline. 100 Thieves next looked really good in their fights during the mid game, but this Deep Learning, this Tristana, was just so ridiculously good into their composition that once it got significantly far enough ahead, that was a weird way to say that. Once it got far enough ahead, it was just a Deep Learning gap at that point.
Yeah.
There was not a whole lot that it felt like 100 Thieves next could do if this Tristana was safe. Really cool to watch. Incredible game. And it's just the first one of the day. We have got two more as PGCQ OQ day number 2 has 3 games, all best of ones. So we'll be right back with our next best of one of the day after a very short break.
Illuminate your face on the bright lights. That's when I come alive. stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you hear the sound? We're the revolution. We're the revolution. We're the revolution. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up.
I can't stay in my feet. What I'm gonna do if I really want to? But you know, baby, break my mind empty. But you have the key, so open my heart, please, my heart, please. I can't stay in my feet. What I'm gonna do if I really want to? But you know, baby, break my mind, break my mind. So open my heart, please, my mind. So please, my mind. So open my heart, please. Look in my baby.
trying to protect your soul. that you can't confess. I'm just your ghost if we're not undressed. A part of me wish that we never met, but you act like we never. Got too wasted in the bathroom of your parents' house. Then you kissed me in the backseat of a taxi ride. And we said things that were cheesy, but we meant them, there were feelings, and now you deny it. You're in love with the idea of me, but you're not in my reality. Find it hard to even picture it, 'cause my reality ain't your reality, no. I'm all the sins that you can't confess. I'm just your ghost if we're not undressed. A part of me wish that we never met, but you act like we never. Got too wasted in the bathroom of your parents' house. Then you kissed me in the backseat of a taxi ride. And we said things that were cheesy, but we meant them, there were feelings, and now you deny it. You're in love with the idea of me, but you're not in my reality. Find it hard to even picture it, 'cause my reality ain't your reality, no.
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, all right. Well, we're live. All right. Well, there we go. That's how we're starting. It is just as spooky out here on the Rift, where the Cincinnati Fear are taking on AOE Ginger Turmeric. I'm still Dia. I still got Fury, and we are still continuing our rampage through the open qualifiers for PGCQ number 4, with AOE Ginger Turmeric and Cincinnati Fear both sitting at 3-0, both already qualified for the tournament. It's more about who can find more wins at this point.
Yeah, this should be a pretty close game, honestly. Cincy Fear has a pretty stacked lineup of players. But as we're seeing from Ginger Turmeric, that is not really mattering to them, as these favorite teams are not holding up too well against them. So I'm excited to see how it goes this game.
You know, what I'm seeing, though, is that Cincinnati Fear have done what no other team could. They've banned Tristana.
Yep.
And that makes me both scared and excited. Scared because Cincinnati Fear, as you illustrated, is already a terrifying team. If you thought that going up against Sniper, Fnatic, Darkwings, Lens, Sword was scary, well, we're going up against Dragoon, Trickster, Blaze Sketch, and Plux this game. So things haven't exactly gotten easier. If anything, they've gotten so much harder, with both of these teams already having proved that they can find consistent wins in the open qualifiers. Now that the Tristana is removed, now that the Udyr is snapped up, Ginger Turmeric have to show us something new.
I was about to say another thing, that Tristana being taken away, Udyr being taken away. That's a pretty key takeaway from Keel there, who we've seen picking that up. But now that Lilia gonna get grabbed up, a lot of movement speed on her, just kind of following suit with that Udyr. But yeah, interested to see what gets picked up for ADC here, what we see on Deep Learning, and if not that Tristana. That's going to be a big pickup. Will they go for Zeri? Will they do something like Ashe? Maybe Jinx? And a lot of really good ADCs still in the meta right now.
I mean, if they're not going Zeri, then Cincinnati Fear are going to be able to pick it up, and it looks like the Rumble is prioritized instead. This is an interesting selection, although I will say quite good into Udyr. Rumble Blind can struggle in the mid-top matchups where we'd expect it to go. Top, I think, more likely than anything. Cincinnati Fear have the opportunity to counter and take away that Zeri that I talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. That Zeri getting snapped up real quickly. Now, if I'm honest, I think this is going to Captain Shrimp in the mid lane. I don't know how often Existence Top plays this Rumble, but Captain Shrimp plays it quite a bit in the mid lane. 62% win rate in 171 games. It's a very good pick for him. Might just instantly go for that, and if they do so, I wouldn't be surprised. Has a lot of prio in the mid lane against a lot of matchups, so we'll see what they go here.
I wonder what we're getting next as well. Do you counter that right now? A set actually locked in. So a selection for the top side, we have to assume, although the days of set support, I would hope, are behind us. There is the chance that it goes there as well. I'm respecting all the flexibility, right? Because this game really could go any which way, and I know that teams at this point are going to be pulling out all the stops to be able to get as many wins as possible. Each of these wins, of course, getting you circuit qualifier points, even if you didn't make it to the Proving Ground circuit. To the Proving Ground circuit qualifier, you're still getting points for the open qualifiers, and you can accrue even more as these teams that are challenging to be in that path to LCS. Since we've got a Jinx locked up now, though, I think it's time for us to consider exactly how Deep Learning needs to play this game into the champions of Cincinnati Fear, because Jinx, much like the Tristana, really wants the game to be about her.
Exactly. Needs to be able to sit behind a front line, which there isn't a whole lot of just, I mean, Lily and Rumble can be a little bit tricky to play against as a front line, but pseudo front line is what I'll call that. Jinx needs a good support here as well. The Sona going to get banned out. They don't want Duo Selena on that. Has had a tremendous play on it so far, and that's going to get taken away. I would like to see Ginger Turmeric prioritize something like Renata or Lulu here, though. Something that can buff the attack speed, buff that movement speed of the Jinx, and help her really pop off, get those resets, and absolutely just go crazy in this lane here and into the late game. So I don't think they're going to be fighting a lot in the bot lane. We haven't seen a whole lot of that in the past couple days. So I think they're just going to be playing safe, come out of lane with a couple items, and really just start going crazy in terms of damage. Now, the big thing for me is I don't know if this set was picked in response to the Rumble, expecting that to be a top lane Rumble, or if they're just comfortable with the blind picked set top lane.
Should be a little bit of both worlds, especially with the Camille banned out right now. I think that Cincinnati Fear picked up on the fact that this Rumble probably isn't going into the top side, because why would you ban Darius if you think that the top laner's already been selected? Things like the Nautilus now grabbed up, so not the Lulu, not the Renata that we were expecting, instead a little bit more hard engage. And I like this adaptation from Ginger Turmeric, because if you'll recall back to last game, though they eventually won it, engages were something that were difficult to come by, and Nautilus can provide that.
Very true. Yeah, that Nautilus Dredge line paired with the Rumble Ultimate could be extraordinarily deadly. The only thing is, with this bot lane picking up that Nautilus and now the counter of this Leona being picked up by Fear, I would expect them to be trying to fight in the bot lane, because Nautilus is picked up just to really stop Zeri, right? She's got so much movement. Nautilus wants to lock her down, whether it be an auto attack, Dredge line, Ultimate. You need to be able to lock her down, and if you're picking that, I'm hoping you're going for constant team fights, 2v2s, maybe even 3v2s, 3v3s in the bot lane if you're junglers there. If not, then you're just saving it for the later game. Jace getting hovered here, which was banned in the last game, but now Gnar
Azir was
hover.
locked in, my friend. Azir was
was.
locked in. What
It
are
was
we
locked
doing?
in.
What's going on here?
That's the mid lane Azir. I guess they want to... I don't really know. I don't know how that synergizes with like Leona and Udyr, or even Set, because Azir wants to kind of pick people off and send them to another dimension, whereas Set and Leona really want everybody to group together. They don't want anybody to be able to be off on their own. Jace, though, a very nice pickup here. Existence top yesterday on that. Jace showed us just how dominant he could be against a Yone. And now we'll see how he pairs into this set. Might be a little bit more dangerous on the set because of the Haymaker. A lot of true damage that could come out from him. But I do think I like AoE's draft more so this game than the last one. Mainly because of what you were talking about with their ability to hard engage.
Yeah, and their team fight seems like it's got some, big boosts because of that. But the other thing that we got to remember is that their front line is pretty severely diminished. Nautilus, as a solo tank, gives you next to nothing outside of that brief moment of CC to start off a fight. If he gets focused by the likes of Zeri, Udyr, and Azir, Nautilus is doing nothing very quickly beyond that initial dredge line. And it puts AoE Ginger Turmeric in a much more difficult position when it comes to dancing around team fights. This is, interestingly enough, something that we said they needed to do in their game against 100 Thieves Next, that they were able to successfully with the Jinx and no Tristana, a much less mobile champion. The stakes get even higher here, and I'm looking towards Captain Shrimps to provide a lot of peel, a lot of safety, and a lot of damage on this Rumble, and hopefully keep this Jinx alive.
Yeah, a key thing is landing those Rumble ults as well. You see it a lot where it's not even necessarily always the player's fault dropping that Rumble ult. You click somewhere and suddenly it's just on the other side of the world, not even close to anywhere where you drop it. Hopefully that doesn't happen this game, but you really need Captain Shrimps to land these really good ultimates, because the side of Cincinnati Fear is relatively grouped up this game. They're not a very spread out kind of team, except for maybe Zeri being able to poke from way far back, but everybody else wants to kind of be right in your face. Udyr, Set, Leona wants to be right there, and that could really be a detriment to Cincinnati Fear, because this Rumble was picked up so early. You can drop that ultimate down and you'll see maybe an entire half team of Cincinnati Fear go down instantly, just get completely burned out. And then you have the Lilting Lullaby from Lilia that can get popped extraordinarily quick as well, due to the fact that she wants to be right in your face. So let's see how it works out for them. Me personally, though, I do really like AoE's draft. There's no bias here, just based off of what they're picking and the way that their team can position in comparison to Cincinnati Fear. I really like what they've picked up.
Yeah, I'm excited. And let's talk about what Cincinnati Fear can do well at the same time, because as much as we were confused about, where this Azir lands in terms of the game plan when compared
Hmm.
to things like Leona Set and Udyr that do want to go forward, one of the things that Azir does provide is sort of an AP Jinx at this point.
Yeah.
You've got yourself a backliner with an immense amount of range who can hyper scale, put out a lot of damage in the late game. That's what Azir is bringing to this team. And that's what Cincinnati Fear now have to work with. It puts them on equal footing when it comes to these late game team fights alongside AoE Ginger Turmeric. You add to that he should be able to get a decent amount of wave clear, and it leaves the mid lane as one of my biggest question marks going into the second game of the day. Who is going to pay more attention to that? Will the Lilia be able to effectively protect this Rumble? Because if Rumble's falling behind to Azir, to the combination, I dare say, of Azir and Udyr, you can find yourself going nowhere fast. There's got to be a lot of focus on keeping Captain Shrimps alive and available so that he can keep mid priority, so that he can protect that Jinx. All of this game is going to hinge around the autonomy of the mid laners, especially once we hit that mid game.
And me personally, I would expect Can't Offroll to be sitting top on Existence due to the fact that Rumble is going to be a little bit harder to gank. Rumble does have those harpoons to be able to slow you down when you're chasing after him. Jace has the one knockback, but Set can kind of counter that. If Can't Offroll gets onto him for the stun, Jace uses knockback. Dragoon then in turn uses Facebreaker, pulls him back in. Jace is going to be forced to use Flash if it's up. So Can't Offroll will more than likely be sitting top because it's the easiest lane to gank if Dragoon's not constantly pushing. But like I said, in this mid lane, Captain Trip should have a little bit of a tougher time against Blaze on this Azir. He's going to have a lot more poke, be able to kind of shove him down, shove in wave, and maybe roam bot, maybe roam top to these objectives or for a gank if he chooses to do so. So this could definitely go either way. Both teams very stacked. But me personally, just looking at draft overall, I do like the pick with AOE GT, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. We've got just a few minutes left as the spectator delay ticks us down. Both of these teams 3-0, undefeated so far. Can Ginger Turmeric continue their rampage? Are Cincinnati Fear really to be afraid of? We're going to find out after we get back from a very short break and see you guys on the Rift.
The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are
Welcome back to the Rift, folks. Game 2 of the day. Cincinnati Fear going up against AOE Ginger Turmeric. As you would have heard already, both teams undefeated. Blah, blah, blah. You know what we're saying. What you're seeing on your screens, though, is two teams that, despite their quick runs through the bracket, despite their quick qualifications to the PGCQ, are still playing with a lot of respect. 5-man spreads on each side. Nobody going for that deep vision just yet. Jungle tracking has been so important up until this point. Ginger Turmeric actually getting tracked by 100 Thieves Next throughout the early game last time have adapted, right? We're still
Yep.
improving. We're still trying to hit that top level of the game.
Still learning from every game as you do. A little bit of a late invade here, potentially looking for plucks. But no, they will not continue that. Just kind of force them out, get a nice little deep ward there as existence stops, gets a little bit of poke. But yeah, the first 3 games in this are about winning, right? Securing your spot. The last 3 games are about going undefeated. So now, or I should say last 2 games about going undefeated. So this game, it's more about bragging rights than anything, I would say. And both teams not wanting to give that up. So AOE versus Cincinnati Fear, wanting to keep it up. And already, Captain Shrimp going for a pretty hard push here in the mid lane.
I mean, what version of Cincinnati Fear are we really getting after their run in PGCQ #1? I think a lot of people still had a lot that was left to be desired. I'm excited to see whether they give us that this time around, or whether AOE Ginger Turmeric are going to shut down what could have been a lucky run so far. We're going to find out, of course, in the next few minutes. Captain Shrimp's already having a little bit of a difficult time in the mid lane, and Existence top did get chunked out earlier, but on this Jace should have the opposite end of that matchup and should be able to bully set pretty darn well. Wave control in their hands towards the bot side and a full clear going for Keel. AOE Ginger Turmeric are big chilling right now, and Cincinnati Fear don't have too much to worry about till this Udyr enters the game.
Exactly, and can't off-roll, going to be going the same pathing as Keel, top to bot, only doing it much quicker. Keel still sitting on that red, trying to finish it off before moving down, whereas we see Can't Off-Roll already has finished those Raptors and is moving on to the red. However, he was spotted out by that ward that was still sitting there, so they have an idea of where Can't Off-Roll is right now. It's a bot lane fight.
Oh, Flash and Ignite down into the bush. Flash is deep learning, but he gets taken down. Duo Selena unable to finish off the kill on Plux. Flashes forward, gets that shield. The last auto lands, but it's not as clean as we'd expect. Finally, we get the 2-for-1, but it has all gone wrong for Ginger Turmeric in the bot lane.
Yeah, Sketch Dream's going to already be 2-0 here, and now going to escalate a CS lead, as well as Captain Shrimps going for a bit of a dive on Blaze.
Captain Shrimps, does he get this? The shield is in. Blaze gets the kill. Oh no, it's all falling apart, Fury.
Man, I will be the first person to tell you always that I hate dives for that exact reason. Because really, if you're Captain Shrimps, what happens there? You don't escape at all. You're so low on health, you don't have any escapes other than your flash. And even if you do flash, that's a 5-minute cooldown that you got for 1 kill, and it's not even first blood at this point, and it doesn't really net you much, as Keel, I believe, just stole that Scuttle Crab, but it's now 1v3.
Got it, but he's going to get pulled back in and deleted. That's another kill. Now going over to the Cincinnati Fear, and Flash away from Existence top on the top side. Doesn't even save him. It's another kill going to the Cincinnati Fear. 5-1 right now. And Ginger Turmeric, they've come this far. Are they falling apart on us now?
Remember when I said you don't want them to have 5 kills pre-10 minutes? Though that's already happened, and now Captain Shrimp's looking for Can't Off-Roll.
Doesn't have the Ignite anymore, though. First strike on this Rumble leaves him with not a whole lot to do. Re-entering the mid lane. We're down bad here on the AOE stream, guys. 2,000 gold already separating these teams at the 5-minute mark. And we've still got Trickster, or Can't Off-Roll, as you may call them, in the jungle, being hunted down by Keel, but I wouldn't be too confident on this Lilia, because at this point in the game, with double buffs on Dragoon in the top side, I don't think anybody has any wiggle room.
Yeah, realistically, there should be no reason why they were taking these fights this early on the side of AOE. They don't have that damage to beat Cincinnati Fear right now. Cincinnati Fear just have a better early game. They have much more damage, much more sustained damage that they can work with, and now Existence top
You'll remember, of course, that Existence Top no longer has flash, and as a result, ends up going down one more time. The turret shot gets eaten by Trickster, but doesn't end up costing them anything. It's another kill going over to Ginger Turmeric, and Keel will be lucky to get out of this situation alive as well. A nice Shurima Shuffle takes the level 4 Lilia right into the waiting arms of Sketch Streams, and Flux is even underneath the tower. Eclipse running, Ignite down, and finally we get another kill going over to AoE Ginger Turmeric off the back of a very, very deep play from Cincinnati Fear.
Yeah, they're Blaze able to use that ultimate onto Keel because of that kill that he got early on from Captain Shrimp's dive. So able to use that very efficiently to pick up one for himself. However, Captain Shrimp's able to trade back one. Not quite level 6 just yet, and is getting shoved in pretty hard here by Blaze. He's be very careful that he doesn't get doped himself.
As somebody who played a lot of Rumble, I'm in a lot of pain right now, watching Captain Shrimps be relegated underneath this tower. Bot lane, the nice thing is that we've got Deep Learning still picking up some residual CS, right? Sketch Streams ended up going on a roam to the mid lane, so there wasn't too much to be done, but Captain Shrimps clearing out the mid lane, ends up almost going down, and we still find ourselves, even in the solo lanes, just playing with the thinnest of margins in lanes that should be going AoE Ginger Turmeric's way.
Yeah, really bad CS differences as well. About a 20 CS up top and 10 in the mid lane. But that, I can only imagine, is going to escalate here as Captain Shrimps will be forced to back off of Blaze's TP here. And we do see Can't Off Roll coming through from that bot side jungle. Captain Shrimp's forced to run away here. Gonna hit that vision cone and take it back. And now Blaze is just gonna shove in mid, probably pick up one, maybe 2 plates. Because Captain Shrimps did not take TP in this game, as we can see, only Ignite Flash. And now up top, Keel potentially looking for a bit of a gank, but is going to get spotted out by that Vision Ward on the Tri-Brush.
I mean, after pulling off what was essentially the secret agent play into the jungle, Keel's gotten some counter jungling done, but it is so far from fixing the problems that AoE Ginger Turmeric have caused themselves in the early game. You can't play bot lane anymore because, well, this Jinx pick just didn't exactly work the way that Tristana did, even with the cleanse and flash. Surprise, surprise. I mean, it hurts because it doesn't feel at this point like there's anything that could have been done to avoid it. But Ginger Turmeric have largely dug this hole for themselves, and Cincinnati Fear just have to play the game really casually from here on out to keep themselves in a really nice lead and to make sure that once we hit that mid game, they can take what they've set up for themselves in the form of these objectives and snowball the game.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, the biggest issue for me isn't even the Jinx. I think the Jinx could have really worked. I think the problem is taking something like Nautilus on the support rather than something like Lulu or Renata. Every game that we've really seen has been Deep Learning kind of been able to sit back with Duo Selena and they heal them while they just pop off. This game now, it's 4 frontliners essentially, and then Jinx in the background, not going to be able to be kind of shielded by anyone. So if anyone from the side of Cincinnati Fear are able to get onto the backline and onto Deep Learning, they're just not going to have a good time.
And for that reason, we need Captain Shrimps to really pick up a few more kills. I know they've already got the 1 and are doing okay in the mid lane, considering the situation, right? Down 20 CS, not by any means ideal in the ranged versus melee matchup with a Rumble that died really early. I suppose I can give it to them. But more kills need to go the way of Captain Shrimps, go the way of Keel, so you can punish people for running through you and onto your Jinx, for trying to capitalize on what could otherwise be a very endangered AD carry. With another Spite being picked in this bot lane, we do have the Lilting Lullaby going down. Trickster takes to the front line, though, can't be locked down in time. In comes the knock-up, and the Super Mega Death Rocket finishes him off with Keel finally picking up that very last hit. Flux in danger as well, as down comes this Jinx. The double kill goes the way of Keel, but with Blaze coming in to scoop Lilia into the turret. Cincinnati Fear do answer back 1-4-2, the favor going to AoE Ginger Turmeric.
That's kind of what you were looking for there, right? Keel gets in, picks up a couple of nice kills, brings himself back into this game. Big problem is that they did draft for a very nice team fight, as we just saw. But you can't get ahead in those team fights if you're getting ahead in the early game before you're even leaving laning phase here. So they need to take a couple steps back, take a breath, go back to farming, get a couple of items, and then say, hey, now we can group up, take a team fight, and win this game. But earlier on, now the fact that Zoe has 4 kills, is sitting on 4-0, is not going to make that any easier for AOE here, as now Existence top still getting shoved into Dragoon, now down about 30 CS.
Watch the levels, by the way. Plux is up here, level 5, no level 6 on this Leona, and Existence top is able to flash away with a solar flare. This goes very differently, but now the numbers are starting to favor Ginger Turmeric, and Captain Shrimps is up here laying down the rumble, causing problems for Dragoon, who flashes forward, taking out Existence top. Dragoon going ham in the 1 versus 2, almost picks up Keel as well, but is now being kited out, picks up another kill on the exit before finally being shut down. Keel retreats, Duo Selena flashes away, and looks like they're going to get out alive, but that was a Cincinnati Fear style fest courtesy of Dragoon.
Great play by them, picking up a couple kills before he goes down. A 2-for-1 is Dragoon. Now, Captain Shrimps, a very nice ultimate, just not great pathing. Should have went around the opposite way, not through Tri-Brush, but behind the Krugs to get into that team fight, because they had no vision. Look at the vision coming in from Cincinnati Fear up that river and even behind the red buff of Keel. Nothing back there for AOE. They had no idea that the remainder of Cincinnati Fear were coming, and now Keel is in bad positioning.
Is it another Dragoon kill? Is it another sketch kill? Yeah, things got a little out of hand there. I feel bad for him, although there was some style and there was some sidestepping, right? Keel, who's picked up 2 kills already, now relegated back with their 4th death of the game. Another dragon going in the way of Cincinnati Fear. Grabbing the Hex Tech this time. We'll see what soul ends up coming up for them. Looks like we do not have a steal, but some kills are getting picked up for right now. Blaze wants to try and finish off. Deep Learning, 1 auto away, takes him down. Sketch is the one to grab that kill, and Captain Shrimps, without the necessary damage or gap close, is getting a little bit of assistance from Existence top. Plux with the Eclipse in the front line, having nothing to worry about. Eclipse is a broken ability, and Leona is crazy.
Yeah, that was strange play from Keel. Keel needs to realize, Shrimp needs to be careful. Keel needs to realize that he's not in a position to be able to go into enemy territory right now. He's way too far behind. Didn't have the prio on the bot lane. Sketch and Plux were able to move into the jungle much faster than the rest of AOE there, and that kind of just gives away Drake. I think if he doesn't go in there and holds out for his team to set up around Dragon, they might be able to take out Sketch, get a big influx of gold onto Deep Learning with the help of that Lilting Lullaby. Instead, now they are down 4,000 gold at the 13-minute mark, and that's spelling disaster for AOE GT here.
Look at where Dragoon is right now on the minimap. Just finished off the Raptors in the top side jungle of AOE Ginger Turmeric. We're denying gold that's going into the top laner now, away from Keel. And the gold lead continues to expand, almost to the tune of 5,000 gold at the 14-minute mark. Could only get worse from here as Cincinnati Fear continue to take command of this game. An Ocean Soul coming up for them as well. 3 minutes away is this 3rd dragon of the game. Only 8 minutes, or 8.5 rather, I should say, is the soul, and Captain Shrimps is absolutely dead here. Nothing he can really do about it. Flash isn't up, and Rumble is much too far behind to take that fight.
And no flash available either, instantly gets taken down. Now, both of these teams have kind of drafted champions that work well, and you want to get into the late mid to late game to really hit their power spikes. We've seen Cincinnati Fear hit their late mid to late game power spikes here in the mid game. Before mid game is even really hit, we're in the late early game. Before mid game really even hits, about the 15-minute mark here is officially mid game. Them being this far ahead, something big needs to happen for AOE. I'm talking about a big misplay on the side of Cincinnati Fear. If Cincinnati Fear keep playing the way they're playing, they're going to walk away in this game in the next 5 to 7 minutes or so. Whereas AOE, if they start to pick up on some misplays, they might be able to pull it off and start hitting their power spikes at the 20-minute mark if they really get back into farming. But right now, they're down 30 CS top, 50 CS mid, even in the bot lane despite the kill differences. But gold is definitely not swayed in their path, even though they are going to try to look for a pick on the Blaze here on the bot side, maybe bait them out with the help of deep learning here.
I mean, props to Deep Learning as well for being able to stay even in the CS despite the way the game has gone. Wanting to get this turret isn't exactly going to go their way, but keeping this Jinx in the game is the most that you can ask of Ginger Turmeric at this point. Because as you talked about, you're waiting for missteps from Cincinnati Fear. I'm going to go one step further and say that if AOE Ginger Turmeric can just stop making missteps, there's still plenty of room for perhaps not mistakes from Cincinnati Fear, but a lack of aggression, right? They've still got Udyr. They've still really only got that Leona as a source of engage. If you're able to wave clear as AOE Ginger Turmeric, stall this game out, and Cincinnati Fear can't find a way to end it, you've still got scaling on your side. And I sound like I'm in solo queue right now, but I mean, holy moly, waiting sometimes is the best thing of all.
No, 100%. In this situation here, Cincinnati Fear, if they stop pushing their aggression, they're going to allow AOE to slowly pull themselves back into this game. You see it a lot in solo queue, like you said. You see a lot in lower elos as well. Teams not knowing how to clean up and finish out the game, which allows big gold leads to slowly diminish over time because everyone on the other side is starting to pick up items, starting to get gold in their pockets and pull themselves back into the game. If AOE are able to snuff out any potential picks or any potential team fights, and like you said, continuously clear out these waves, they will put themselves in that position. Right now, though, 30 seconds on the first Ocean Drake of the game that will put Soul Point on to Cincinnati Fear. And everybody's kind of focused around the top side right now. They need to get into the mid and bot lane. TP going top, though, from Dragoon.
Shurima Shuffle didn't work, but Keel also didn't get the damage necessary in the mid lane. Trickster's going low. Super Mega Death Rocket follows up, but it doesn't hit him. Instead, the mid lane tower explodes, and Captain Shrimps and everyone else has to run away. Deep Learning even forced to flash away from Sketch, who was getting crazy on that Zeri. Retreating onto the Dragon. Trickster should be able to pick this up. Sketch and Plux are following this. All 5 members of AOE Ginger Turmeric want to walk into the river, but they just can't bring themselves to do it. Captain Shrimp's leading the charge. Is this Dragon going to go down? Sketch Streams gets the Immortal Shield Bow popped. Disengages Plux. Left alone in the river. It's going to be the Sacrificial Lamb. The Dragon. The Smite Steal. It doesn't work, and Keel takes the Dragon. Captain Shrimp's finishing off a kill. It's kills for AOE Ginger Turmeric, and they're still in this game.
And meanwhile, topside Dragoon with a massive push here already on the inhibitor turret, but you can't deny that was an amazing fight for AOE in the mid bot lane there around that Dragon. Can't off-roll, was sitting on that Dragon about 200 health and trying desperately to stay alive. Used, I believe, the first smite just to stay alive there. Had the second one up, was unable to steal it. Sketch gets a little bit too low after quite a bit of poke comes through from October 23rd Deep Learning and Captain Shrimp there. And just instantly turned around. A big influx of gold going over. Sketch was actually killed by Captain Shrimp, so a massive, massive influx of gold onto that Rumble here, which helps a lot for that wave clear.
And we even got an objective bounty picked up in the bot side, something that I wouldn't normally call out, but in a game where gold and the pace of it is so important, we've got to illustrate what was a 5,000 gold lead has now started to shorten up just a bit to the tune of 3, maybe even 4. Existence top should be able to get out here. I was thinking, then a third person showed up. Blaze is going to be able to collect this kill. Yeah, it's not nearly as cut and dry, and maybe we're not sending Jace that far.
Yeah, Jace, no flash. Big push comes through. No vision on their jungle there is the main issue.
Oh,
Big ultimate.
Dragoon! Why is he so good? Why is Dragoon so crazy? That's the second time this has happened, and it looks like it's going to happen again. Keel's going low. Mega Death Rocket doesn't connect. Keel almost gets shut down, but finds the stopwatch button just in time. Dragoon is crazy.
Nice influx of gold over to Keel after that. 150 bonus gold from that bounty. Not a whole lot, but it's still something. But the fact that Dragoon was able to force out so much in a 1v2 says a lot about how ahead Dragoon is right now. Chemtech with the stride breaker there. And now a Phage picked up in his pocket. What that means here is that if Dragoon continues to split push, he has to pull, at minimum, 2 people from the side of AOE, which leaves open a 4v3 for the remainder of Cincinnati Fear, which is very, very good for them. They should be able to look for that. They extend that lead back up to about 4,000 gold now from that 3K, and they are looking very dominant right now. Azir still untouched. 4-0-3 is Blaze. Sketch with that Shield Bow and Phantom Dancer, but we do see Deep Learning has picked up the Kraken with that Phantom Dancer. Still kind of even in that gold right now, so they're by no means out of it. The game is still just a little bit hard for them.
You want to hit 3 items on this Jinx, and the time for that can be cut exceedingly short by the fact that Baron is now available. Trickster, clearing out the vision on it right now, is going to be the one whose positioning really determines the state of this game. You always want to be in a spot where you can start up the Baron, and Dragoon is making that so easy for them. We talk about how this Azir is unmatched. Well, this, you just can't touch Dragoon's set right now. He's 1v2'd multiple times, and I don't know how you deal with this.
Yeah, I was going to say, even that top lane earlier, where he was still able to pick up 2 kills before going down, now in bot lane, he trades a 1-for-1, almost a 2-for-1, but he does get the, he got that Zhonya's off of Keel in the middle of that fight. So he's still very scary. They're going to have to send multiple people, try to pick him off as quickly as possible before turning around and going for a full-on team fight. But really, now, what do you do in that situation when you've got someone who can 1v2? Do you send 3 after him? Do you still send 2 after him? Maybe try to keep him locked away with even just 1 so that he doesn't get into the middle of a team fight in 1v5. That's, left to be desired. We'll see what happens in the next couple of minutes here, but Keel's looking topside for Blaze, potentially setting him around this Baron, and here comes a TP.
Blaze should be able to get out here, still has the spell shield as well, even invests the flash to get out of this, but it is all so well worth it. Well, we're investing 3 members topside. Cincinnati Fear have the run of the Rift down towards the bot lane, tier 2, now under fire, and that's with 20 seconds left till Dragon as well. The Vision game, the minions, they're all in the favor of Cincinnati Fear right now, and even Deep Learning, who's finally shown up bot, can't really do too much about it. In comes the sleep, though, and we're gonna watch Dragoon get melted. Keel picks up the shutdown, and this is a big turning point for Ginger Turmeric.
Well, I asked what they had to do, and then they showed me what they did. There it is right there, a big pickup. A lot used for it, though, a couple of ultimates, but now it is a 4v2 on the bot side. 4v3 even, excuse me, as we do see the Udyr behind the pit. But they're going to have to give up this Drake. That's another objective bounding claim. That's 2 Ocean Drakes as well. So quite a bit of healing being ingested into AOE here, as well as that will keep them alive in the next couple of team fights. Baron is still available. The question is who will make the first move onto it.
There's just no way, right? We can't be seeing the Ginger Turmeric come back. They did pick up 2 dragons when it looked doomed. They have shortened the gold lead significantly, but can they really do this? I'm scared, man, because it feels like we're seeing Cincinnati Fear lose their grip on this game. Will Ginger Turmeric refuse to, I want to say, stop making plays? They just keep going for these, and that's really been the difference in this game state.
Yeah, we're in situations sometimes you're watching games and teams are down 4k gold and they're taking these constantly aggressive plays and going for full team fights and kind of trying to 50-50 them and constantly losing and losing more and more gold over time. It's actually going in their favor. They're picking up shutdowns. They're picking up picks. They're getting these objective bounties. They now have 2 Drakes in a row. They're doing very well for themselves, but Baron is being started by Cincinnati Fear, and I have no idea if we're going to be able to see any kind of steal.
Wow, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's getting burned down. Here comes the Jinx Rocket. Not quite going to do anything for it. Buck's going to land a double.
This is really bad. We've already seen the cleanse used by our Deep Learning duo. Selena flashes away, but somebody's dying here, and it looks like it's the Nautilus today. Big investment of the ultimate to make sure that they're the only one to die, but with a Baron picked up, we just saw Cincinnati Fear maybe not deal a death blow, but a pretty mortal one to AOE Ginger Turmeric. No way to engage comfortably now with their ADC having to retreat with a pumped up Azir and now missing an inhibitor. Cincinnati Fear are pushing forward right now. They don't want to overstay this, but they're in a power position. In comes the sleep onto 2 members. In comes the Rumble ultimate to deal the extra damage, and in comes Deep Learning from the back. Now this unchallenged Jinx takes down Dragoon and sends Cincinnati Fear packing.
And Captain Shrimps needs to be careful here. Blaze getting a lot of damage off there, almost finishes him off. Not quite going to do so, and we're seeing Existence Top on the chase with Dual Selena. Getch having to back, and everybody will turn tail and run. So a little bit of an overstay there coming from the side of Cincinnati Fear. AOE able to pick up a couple kills, but they're still down about 5k gold now. That first inhib falls. Now really what they need to do is kind of just turtle. Clear waves, get some gold off of these super minions, try to really pull themselves back into the game off some items, but one more fight like that and Cincy Fear go 4-0 in the past couple days. We'll see if they're able to take that, or will we see AOE win the next team fight and maybe go for the next Drake, which is in about minute 45. And I imagine we're going to see a big fight around that, because that will put both these teams on soul point. Existence Top in a bit of a predicament here. He's caught between 3 and 1.
You leave Existence Top right here. No sleep available, and Existence Top is dead. Tried his best, but the To The Skies won't save him today. We're back on that 5v4 hype train for AOE Ginger Turmeric, as they've lost one and now have to defend their base once again. Fortunately, they've got the Lilting Lullaby back up. Captain Shrimps is still in this one, working on picking up a Zanya's Hourglass to be in the front lines, and has just pushed out the top wave. So things are actually not deadly for Ginger Turmeric, but if they lose one fight, they lose the game. Everything has to be perfect right now, and Flux splashing forward makes that more difficult. Huge knock up from Duo Selena though, and the Rumble ult is crazy. There goes the Zanyas that we were talking about, and Trickster gets picked up as well from the backline. Deep Learning is doing so much damage, but Blaze is turning things around as well. You cannot step near the Azir soldiers, and instead he rockets himself forward, taking out the AD carry, flashing out from underneath the tower. It's mid laner versus mid laner with a teleport into the back. Existence Top wants this kill. AOE Ginger Turmeric want to punish, but Blaze looks like he's gonna get out. Let's see whether the Shock Blast connects. Existence Top is going to have to guess blind. There goes the Blast Cone. This should be spotted. Hit him with it. Blaze gets shut down. There it is, Existence Top.
Absolutely predicted it there from Existence Top. Pinging missing on that Baron pit. Had no idea that he was behind that wall. Picks it up for his team. A delayed ace. But overall, a nice play for AOE that don't quite go down yet. Cincinnati Fear maybe think they're a lot more ahead than they actually are, because Deep Learning's picking up kills. Deep Learning is very strong right now, despite the fact that the entire team is behind. They still can fight under those towers. If you're not taking out those towers, that's 2 more teammates that are on the side of AOE. It's 7v5 when you're under tower, and they're going to pick up a 3rd Ocean Drake. Even more healing being put onto this team now, and it's getting scary for Cincinnati Fear if they're not able to end this game in the next couple of minutes. They got to stop taking fights like that. Just kind of push with their wave and look to end the game instead of going for these all-in 5v5s.
If you told me 15 minutes ago that AOE Ginger Turmeric were going to hit Soul Point first, I straight up wouldn't have believed you. I would have called you a liar, and that probably wouldn't have gone too well. But at this point, I mean, we've got to start questioning our very own sanity. Captain Shrimps has been able to be so clutch with these Rumble ults. The consistent magic damage is really protecting Deep Learning in a way that we'd hoped that would during the start of the day. The one thing that's seeming to stand between AOE Ginger Turmeric and a convincing victory is Blaze. 6-1-6, finally suffered his first death of the entire game at the 28-minute mark. Still is the most terrifying thing on Summoner's Rift right now, and with a Baron up, he can make short work of that.
Yeah, especially with that Rumble ult, you can drop that right into that Baron pit and look to melt all of Cincy Fear here, who is setting up a lot of vision in this topside jungle of AOE, who are pushing down the mid lane now. They might be looking for a fight. They got to be careful, though. Keel is still topside, clearing out these minions. Can't let any push come through on any of these lanes here. They have the bot lane prior. They now have a top lane hold and a shove in the mid, and Captain Shrimps a little bit of a ways away from his team, and a death bush coming through for the remainder of Cincy Fear here.
I mean, you can play chicken at this point. Cincinnati Fear, they've got most of the vision. They've given up a little bit of ground to Ginger Turmeric right now, but even still, it's even or ahead in terms of the vision game for Cincinnati Fear. In comes the pick onto Keel. A little bit of damage here and there. Solar Flare goes down. This is the engage into the front line. Goes Dragoon. He's managed to find Deep Learning. Deep Learning is almost dead. But from the back line, this Jinx keeps doing the damage. Finally, Sketch picks up the first kill of the team fight. Duo Selena's gone down. Existence Top has managed to escape, but it's one pick, and that's good enough for Cincinnati Fear. This Baron is theirs.
And not sure why the pathing was like that for AOE. They had completely taken over that entire topside river. Could have just moved up to that Baron, gotten some vision around it, and set up on the top side for a funnel to come through from Cincinnati Fear, because they would have had to contest over positioning for that Baron. And instead, they go mid, they get caught out, and that was just not the greatest movement by them. And see Cincinnati Fear take full advantage over that. A nice pickup for them, 1-0. They pick up a Baron, and that should be a nice little lead coming through from them. Still about 4K. Still a Dragon available in the next minute and 50 seconds if we go that far. But AOE are still alive and not fully out of it yet.
No, not at all. I mean, they've got their inhibitor back up. Ginger Turmeric have got to defend that for the next few minutes. But one of the things that I want to keep a lookout for is Captain Shrimps, about to hit level 16. That's his next tick. He's the last one of, I want to say, the people that we'd expect to be hitting level 16 to actually make it there. Finally gets it, and that means another point in his ultimate. The ultimate that has been so crucial. The ultimate that defines Rumble's entire kit. This is a big level up for Captain Shrimps, and a big bit of safety for Deep Learning, who's now flashless and cleanseless, approaching what could be yet another fight for the end of the game.
Yeah, and speaking of the next thing to pick up, besides this level 16, he needs a Mythic. Still doesn't have what I'm imagining is going to be a Rift Maker coming out, sitting on 3.5 items, no Mythic yet, and that will be a large amount of, finally, some real damage coming through from once he picks that up. But as of right now, I don't know if we're going to see him be able to pick one up by the end of this game. If he does so, great. If not, you got to wonder how much that would be hindering these team fights of AOE, as a big push is coming through on the bot side and the mid as they're splitting up this Baron for Cincinnati Fear.
Keel's going to have to play frontline for right now, a lot like he did on the Udyr last time. Backing up behind these inhibitors, it feels like both of them are going to go down at this point. You can't really mount a defense at the moment. First inhibitor in the bot lane falls. Blaze sitting at level 18 right now. One man armying it down in the south. Ends up clearing out the waves and backing up. Cincinnati Fear want to put themselves on soul point, and honestly, as Ginger Turmeric, you're lucky that you can let them back off to take it.
Yeah, exactly. You're not contesting for the actual soul right now, so you're fine to give that up. Take some farm in the mid and bot lane off these super minions. Baron empowered, however, is going to make it a little bit hard for them to push. Captain Shrimp to be your main point, being able to push that, your main amount of magic damage besides Keel, who's very caught out there.
Yep, super dead.
You can't walk up that far, my friend. There's no priority up there.
Now the ultimate in response from Captain Shrimps really finds nothing, so you're down one member and one crucial ultimate. That's called for Blaze to teleport in right here, and even with no Baron buff, the pressure is on. The end of the game could be nigh. 35 seconds left on this Lilia. Plux gets taken to half health, but look at the flank from Trickster. Captain Shrimps is going to have to go golden right now. The damage has to come in from this Jinx, but she's got to be careful of Dragoon, who jumps right on top of everyone, deleting multiple members, enabling Blazing Blaze and starting off a clean ace for Cincinnati Fear. It was a long time coming. AOE Ginger Turmeric put up one heck of a fight, but Cincinnati Fear, they're the team that'll go on undefeated.
Cincinnati Fear come out 4-0. Q7 walking way out of base, and then Captain Shrimps chasing Leona out of base. Just, I can't imagine advantage of their early game as AOE GT start pulling out a couple great fights, a couple great picks for themselves. Obviously, they have that very fast wave clear, but man, you really can't just gloss over those small mistakes being taken over into very large mistakes and large gold leads for Cincinnati Fear.
And props to them for recognizing and abusing them as well, especially in the heat of the moment, going for these small picks at the end of the game, finding the Lily and turning that into a massive advantage changes everything for me from what was a very tenacious AoE Ginger Turmeric, keeping themselves alive, keeping hope alive. Big congratulations to Cincinnati Fear, because that was one heck of a game, and I look forward to seeing more of them, and you can look forward to seeing more of AoE Ginger Turmeric, because though they have suffered one loss today, they've also got one more game to get their record as close to perfect as possible. So we're going to take a short break, figure out what that next game is going to be, and we'll be right back with more AoE.
that you can't confess. I'm just your ghost if we're not undressed. A part of me wish that we never met, but you act like we never. Got too wasted in the bathroom of your parents' house. Then you kissed me in the backseat of a taxi ride. And we said things that were cheesy, but we meant them, there were feelings, and now you deny it. You're in love with the idea of me, but you're not in my reality. Find it hard to even picture it, 'cause my reality ain't your reality, no. I'm all the sins that you can't confess. I'm just your ghost if we're not undressed. A part of me wish that we never met, but you act like we never. Got too wasted in the bathroom of your parents' house. Then you kissed me in the backseat of a taxi ride. And we said things that were cheesy, but we meant them, there were feelings, and now you deny it. You're in love with the idea of me, but you're not in my reality. Find it escape. Under bright light, illuminate my face. Under bright light, it's shining down on us. Under bright light, illuminate your face. Under bright light, that's when I come alive. Baby, take me higher. I wanna see the whole sky. See the galaxy's reflection in your eyes. There's nothing that compares to this energy. I've got a sweet escape. Under bright light, illuminate my face. Under bright light, it's shining down on us. Under bright light, illuminate your face. Under bright light, that's when I come alive. That's when I come alive. It's the calm before the storm. Things aren't as they were before. You best start bracing. Did you think you could keep us out? Shut the gates, forget us now. Tides are changing. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. ground beneath your feet, with a whisper in the trees. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you hear the sound? We're the revolution. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it rain.
All right, guys, we're back. It's me, Dia, and Fury with more AOE action, but it ain't Ginger Turmeric, my friends. It's AOE randoms going up against Team Ambition. Ginger Turmeric, I believe, has been yeeted by the mainstream. I'm going to double check that right now, even though I've talked about it a lot. Okay. Yes. No, never mind. I don't know where Ginger Turmeric is. I don't know what's happening. They're off.
I think
They're
they
off.
were taken somewhere.
They're doing something else. I don't remember what they're doing. They're too cool for us now. And honestly, after the last game, I think they're taking a little bit of a breather. So we're here with AOE randoms, and I'm excited to see it mainly because, well, we haven't got the chance to really talk about this team yet. And I'm even more excited because they picked themselves Seraphine.
They did it.
All right. That's the most excited. That's the 10 that I'm hitting. The rest of the team is downhill from here. I love Seraphine. Enough said.
Seraphine's been banned every single game that we watched Ginger Turmeric in, so this is the first time we're going to be able to cast it. I'm pretty excited. Question is, does that go into APC, or does that just go into the support role? Left to be seen. Maybe they pick up a Tarek to go with it, if that is going to be the APC Seraphine. Ezreal picked by Team Ambition, however. Let's see what they grab second here, if they prioritize the jungle, or if they just go for their support.
At this point, Team Ambition do have their pick of the litter. I mean, things like the Renata, the Udyr that we've seen a lot of, still all available. Zeri being
Karma.
banned, though, does whittle down the pool. And with the Karma, now taken, I am wondering. I like Seraphine APC, especially into Karma, because Seraphine into Karma's support doesn't feel that good.
No, it definitely doesn't. Not very fun at all. Karma, especially later on in the game, those shields are immense. The damage from the Mantra Cute is insane as well. She can offer so much utility for her team. Xin Zhao going to be picked up by randoms here in the jungle role. I do like that pickup a lot. Him as well as Wukong, very strong. Obviously, Wukong is banned, so we will not be seeing that. But randoms, I just realized, banned all junglers. Really trying to get them off the comfort of their jungle here, but Trundle is going to get grabbed for them. That's a very nice pick. I like that a lot into the Xin Zhao.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of synergy in between the members of AOE Randoms with Nautilus and Seraphine and Xin Zhao. There's a lot of lockdown, right? And Trundle, at the very least, gets the literal and figurative tenacity from being able to ult and just be himself. He's an effective frontline, and especially into the relatively low damage that AOE Randoms have so far, you need a hyper carry to take down Trundle, and there just isn't one yet. Team Ambition, they've got the ball rolling. They've got a comp that's very difficult to fight into at this point, and AOE Randoms need more firepower. They've got enough lockdown at this point.
100%. They need something prio in the mid and in the top lane. I'd like to see maybe something like a Corky come out in the mid lane, because he is available, can offer a lot of counter poke that's going to be coming from this Ezreal, from this Karma. Can poke out Trundle before he even gets into a fight. Could be really good for them. Kennen and Victor are going to be banned out from Team Ambition. They don't want to see him on any of those members here. Kennen could be really good in the Team Ambition. I could see where that would be banned away, but they definitely need something either hybrid on the AD or just straight up very heavy on the AP. Seraphine, I guess, can still be kind of flexed into the mid lane if they want to do so. But I think it's going to be the Seraphine Nautilus on the bot side. Corky, however, is going to be banned by randoms. I guess they don't want Team Ambition picking that one up for themselves.
Okay, sure. I mean, it's a nice blindable mid, so maybe they're hoping that Team Ambition pick themselves up a mid laner here that isn't all around good, and that you get a pretty hard counter there, especially if you're moving Seraphine into the bot lane. That would be really nice, but Team Ambition, they could whip out the flex pick right now. Gangplank, famously able to go into both roles in both DNA and Crimson, should be good on this pick, so now AOE Randoms sort of have to take the gamble, right? Which way do they think this is going? Can they actually predict this, or do Team Ambition get themselves a free counter? You still need a lot of damage. You still need that hyper carry potential on AOE Randoms. Azir, we saw this last game. I like that.
Yep, I like that pick up here. I will say, as excited as you were for the Seraphine pick as a Seraphine main, as a GP main, I am just as excited for Team Ambition picking that up. I love to see GP picked up. A very, very fun champion. And action is coming as he has been picked up here. Imagine going to be going up top for that pickup there, as Lux is going to be the final pick for Team Ambition if they do choose to lock that in here. So GP probably going to be thrown into the top lane there. Lux in the mid, and then Azir mid with the action top.
Wow, this
fun game.
This draft really took a crazy turn right
It
there.
did.
The auction really threw me for a loop, and I'm not even confused, but just
Still
I guess sort of
processing, kinda?
worried, right? Because we've got Ezreal, Karma, bot lane, Gangplank top, Lux mid, Trundle jungle. Other side, Akshan top, Seraphine, Nautilus, Bot, Azir, Mid, Xin Zhao, Jungle. If I'm getting that right, and
Yeah.
I hope to God I am, there's a lot of damage on AoE randoms coming from those last two picks, but Team Ambition picked that up as well. Team Ambition in this case definitely have the squishier composition, but there's a lot of range and a lot of very quick burst on this squad.
Yeah, for sure. The thing that I'm most excited for is when Trundle's going in for either a fight or a gank, something like that. Akshan being able to just use that pillar to his advantage, maybe even pull out a 1v2 if he's ahead enough, or just use it to escape. Because if Trundle throws a pillar up behind him when he's in lane there, then he just goes ahead and uses that to spin right around and get out of lane. That'll be very easy for him to counter on those ganks. But this game should be very exciting. I can only imagine it's just going to be an all-out slugfest the entire time. There's so much poke on both sides. There's so much burst on both sides. It's just going to be kill after kill, and you are going to have your work cut out for you this game.
I'm getting ready. I'm gonna take a sip of water, get myself all prepared because, especially with how quick the action is going to be happening on Team Ambition's side, we've got a lot to look forward to. I think one of the other things that we can look forward to, and I don't say this on every Xin Zhao game, is the value of the Crescent Guard is going to be really big here because
Absolutely.
normally you've got a few bruisers, you got people that like to get up close and personal with Xin Zhao, and he'll be taken out anyway. In this case, it's really just Trundle and him in there. And if anyone else is near Xin Zhao, they're probably getting blown up by the rest of AoE randoms. So Xin is going to provide a lot of tankiness, and I'm really curious as to whether that'll be able to match up with Maddie on this Trundle, because there's potential that Xin Zhao actually overpasses him.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Trundle, you have to really be careful on how you time your ultimate. You have to make sure you use it for that Xin Zhao Crescent Guard, or just off Nautilus just because for the just innate tankiness he's going to have. But if you don't time that right, if you end up using it on Xin Zhao beforehand, you're not going to get a whole lot of tank stats for yourself. So Nautilus might just be the better pickup in full-on team fights. We'll have to see what he goes for, but I do like both drafts, honestly. I can't really give an advantage to either side here, because both have their own pros and cons, right? TA have more of a later game with the Ezreal, with the Trundle, with the GP. A lot of good early to mid game with the Karma and Lux. Randoms, a lot of good early to mid game with the Seraphine, with the Azir, with the Action. But they have a lot of late game scaling with those same exact champions. So it really depends on who, again, just like last game, who gets that lead between the 10 to 15 minute mark, if there is one, which I imagine we will see, who's going to take full advantage of the game. I think whoever is ahead at 15 is going to walk away with the win on this one.
I mean, especially with the early lanes and how important lane priority is, we're going to be looking towards these dragon fights, especially second and third dragon as these teams clash together. And we're going to be taking a look at that, of course, in just a few minutes. It is our third game of the day, our final game of the day. AoE Randoms going up against Team Ambition. We'll hit the Rift very shortly, and we'll see you then.
I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
'Cause those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I'm with you, that I get when looking down from the sky. Just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky.
Welcome back, folks, as we hit the rift for the final time today. It's time for us to appreciate the fountain, the craftsman that makes it all happen, our item salesman. Thank you so much for keeping us in the know. Take a look at those mini maps as well, and you'll see what's right now on your
Oh,
screen is
boy.
Team Ambition setting up a little 5-man play to catch perhaps a Geiger. Resets may come
We're gonna
through a
see
little bit
him.
too early, though, that nobody's canceling them, so Crimson actually ends up backing off. And for those of you who don't know, Crimson, you will recognize, if not by name, genetically. We've actually seen Sniper play earlier today, and Crimson, twin brother. We'll see if they play the same, because you were already excited for that Gangplank, but with this genetic dynasty in play, I think we've got a lot more to look forward to.
Yeah, the relatives in that family apparently just stacked the Viper as well. Absolutely crazy. I'm very excited for the GP play here and the late invade on the bot side now. After that top lane kind of setup there, they're going full on for it. They were spotted out on a ward, but they don't seem to care. They're gonna send Colthrow up top to go after the blue. They're not able to do anything here in the way of taking their own red. So maybe some vertical jungling in 2022. We'll have to see how that works out. Or will Maddie just get a triple buff as they're working the way down to the bot side?
Seems like that is the move, especially to give Geiger a little bit more control. Scary Jerry, though, at level 1 is not having the best time. Ignites go down, Pockets flashes away, and Psycho is left in the front lines. This Seraphine lane will still keep them pretty darn happy, especially with the sustain that she's going to be able to provide to her tank support, but Poke really being thrown out both ways means that even in the bot lane, where we could play this at 900 units, we are still going hard.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I would say kind of a lead in the bot lane there. Pockets able to get the ignite from Tsum, but taking Scary Jerry down past half health, just in trade for some of his own. Use the flash, but obviously there is the Hextech flash in the pockets of Pockets. Able to continuously use that, so not too bad. Scary Jerry just got to chug some potions here. Plenty of them, though. Started that long sword with pots and the biscuits.
At this point, with Psycho and Pockets getting pushed in, you've got a timer on how long you're going to get pushed in on. You want to get at least 3 points in that queue till you're able to push out. But top side, we've got a little bit of a different interaction going on. That vertical jungling didn't go as smoothly as we might have expected, and Coulter trying to get this red buff, trying to get any red buff, is instead going to be taken down. The last auto for Matty secures first blood, and it's him and DNA going crazy in the jungle. Crimson joins up, and the 1 kill is secured by Geiger, and the res has come in. He and Nemesis Knight are forced to flash away. The ignite goes down. Crimson's on top of him, and the parley, one more parley would do it. There it is. Crimson picks up the kill.
You can't let GP get the double buffs there early. Very nice chase there by TA. End up coming out ahead of Demon Brand, however, getting taken very low here. Forced to have to back off, but 2 assists sitting on their belt, and Nem9 looking to maybe finish him off.
Nemesis doesn't have that much more mana, though. A nice binding here, and Matty can throw up a pillar as well, interrupting the dash. The last auto secures it. We talk about from 900 units away. That was an artfully played gank and a big kill for Lux.
Yeah, very, very nice pillar coming out there. Nemesis has to TP back here, has a massive wave pushing in, and that's going to be Scuttle on the bot side here for Matty. Top side has been untouched, and Colthrow, I don't think, realizes that yet either. So we may see a double buff come through or double scuttle, excuse me, for Maddie.
It may not look as chaotic, but this is a lot like last game. Team Ambition, they're just sort of walking around the jungle, finding themselves kills. Both of these teams at 2-2 so far, so I hadn't expected really clean gameplay, especially with their 5th game in 2 days, but this is really going kind of crazy for Team Ambition, as they've had a really good macro plan from the beginning, moving Matty down from the enemy bot side up to his own top side, double redding and getting Crimson kills. I mean, this is an awesome start for them. No two ways about it.
And not only that, but 2 Sheens already picked up for Crimson and Maddie. That's going to give a lot of poke to Crimson and a lot of very quick wave clear for Maddie, as Crimson with these parlays absolutely blowing up Geiger's. Colthrow now making his way up into the top side, sweeping out. He's not going to get seen. Go after the scuttle. Hasn't seen Maddie, though, I don't think. I don't think he realized that they just crossed paths there. But we are going to see Colthrow pick up that scuttle. Nemesis in the mid lane here has the opportunity to move up if need be, but won't have to. And Colthrow's going to be seen here in the mid lane. Drake is available. That's going to be the first one of the this game. That's going to be an Ocean this time around, and we'll see if anybody goes immediately for it, as Maddie is pathing down bot side with the prio on his favor.
Big shout out to Maddie as well. The right place, right time with this Trundle. It's happened 3 different times now, all 3 of them resulting in kills. I'm actually going to call out a 4th with the gank up in the top side. Now DNA trying to escape, doesn't have flash, so it's all about buying as much time as you can. Shield's going to go out, and we're going to see who gets this kill. Looks like it's going to be Nemesis 9.
Will it
T-Sim
be
gets
anybody?
the flash and the shield. How is DNA alive right now? It feels illegal to be watching this, but we've got even more fight brewing here. Psycho's starting to roam up, and though Pockets does get CC'd, the double shield from Lux does a lot of work. Psycho trying to chase down this last kill will help out Coldthrow in picking up the assistance. Psycho's still fighting 1 versus 2 now against Scary Jerry. He could pick up another kill, but Nemesis 9 goes down, and somehow Team Ambition still get the better of every single
Oh, he still gets the
trade.
kill.
Psycho with the snipe, though, turns that around, picking up a double in the
Man.
fight.
What an absolutely crazy fight, which started off with what should have been DNA going down, but T-Sim with an expertly played roam and shield, barely keeping him alive for a little bit longer there and turning an entire fight around from what should have been a pick for them and ends up with 3 kills in their favor, I believe. I'm not mistaken there. Absolutely very well played. Nemesis just trying to stay in this game now. 3 assists, but DNA is level 6. Has that lost chapter. Has a stack of Dark Seal here. And is going to be putting in a lot of poke work. 2 waves up. 12 CS. Dragon still on the board. Nobody working their way down there just yet. Maddie's top side, so if we do see AOE randoms move towards it, they should have the priority of it.
Why go for Dragon when you can go for kill?
Go more kill. Me kill.
Exactly. More kill, more good. I want to draw attention, of course, down to rather the way this game is sorting out. Since Psycho was able to help pick up 2 kills in that engagement, only got 1 of them themselves. You've still got a Seraphine that is building support right now, and will be able to keep the team alive for much longer. But we saw a pretty deadly combination come in during that fight as well. Combination of T-Sum and DNA putting out a lot of shielding with the Lux and Karma together is honestly looking like it might be able to out-sustain even Seraphine in these mid-game fights.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be really dangerous because that's really why you pick Seraphine, right? You pick Seraphine with this group. Oh my gosh, Coldthrow, you need to be careful. That's why you pick Seraphine. You pick it for the sustain. You pick it for the great CC that she adds to your team. And when Karma is going to be out-sustaining you, doesn't look too good. Here comes a fight.
Tiger just yotes himself into the front line, doesn't finish off the kill on DNA, and a nice splash from Maddie keeps that true. Scary Jerry's joined in the engagement as well, but T-Sim's caught on the wrong end of this. The charm only hits 1, but Psycho still ends up helping Geiger pick up a kill. In the front lines, Coldthrow's able to pick up another one on Crimson, and though that's traded back, Psycho is now trapped, and that's the biggest problem of them all. Maddie gets away, DNA too low to help out, but we got even more knockdown, drag-out fights, and again, nobody's touching that dragon, man.
I held my breath through that entire fight. That was absolutely crazy fight yet again, and the game's not even 10 minutes in, man. What's happening? It's Sheen's all over the place as well.
Oh, they're gonna get him. They're gonna get him. Watch
so
him.
much
Watch him.
damage. Oh, Scary!
There's the hook. There's the stun. Scary Jerry surely is gonna go down, right?
No.
The ignite should be enough. How is he alive? Pockus now is surely going to die. Nemesis 9 unable to help out with that.
Oh
Unlucky
my
that got
gosh.
turned around.
Yet again turned around. Earlier on, it was DNA that was caught out. This time it was Scary Jerry. And yet again, Team Ambition turning it in their favor for yet another kill. Now 10-5. It's about 2.5 gold up at the moment. And if you're AOE, you gotta wonder, what more do you have to do? What is it gonna take to kill someone on the side of TA when they're living on single-digit health? Scary Jerry, 6 assists.
Gonna get worse now, not just with this gank up in the top side where Crimson shouldn't be able to escape. The orange not gonna help him out too much.
Nope.
There, Geiger picking up the kill. But with the fact that in the extended team fights, Psycho's now also got a Moonstone Renewer. And I may not have been the biggest fan of support Seraphine going into this game, but with the Moonstone provides a lot of clutch factor, especially in these extended engagements when the health bars are going so low, that I honestly cannot fault the randoms for going for this, you gotta
Right.
hope that this is enough to pick up a member of Team Ambition.
Yeah, absolutely. And Psycho has been performing pretty well in these fights as well. Obviously, that encore in the last one didn't do a whole lot, but really, what more could you have asked for in that situation? DNA in trouble?
Nice sidestep on the route as well. DNA, I want to say, should die here. There's a very weird spot. I think he might have been trapped by the pillar, and just feeling a little odd about this game, as it just kind of feels, for lack of a better word, random where these fights are going off, because no objectives are really being picked up. Everybody's roaming around the map trying to punish missed positions, but how can you do that when you can't really predict where anybody will be positioned?
Yeah, and when you're DNA there, you can't even really predict whether or not you're going to get hit by that Nautilus dredge line, because realistically, he was off to the side of it, but that snap from the lollipop ends up hitting, and yeah, I think he kind of got stuck on that pillar, if I'm not mistaken. He stuck between a literal rock and a hard place by Maddie there, unfortunately. Gets taken down, and then we see a dragon, however, picked up in favor of TA. And so that's pretty good. It's a late dragon, later than what we're used to. Used to seeing about 6-7 minutes. This one taking about the 12-minute mark. So good to see a later soul. If we do see one, Mountain's going to be next, and it's Crimson in trouble.
All right, Geiger, I see you. Come on, bro. Looks like Crimson is in for another bit of trouble as Colthrow comes in for that gank. Geiger picks up the kill, and easy is as easy does. Charm gets used in the bot lane, but Psycho cannot survive this without flashing away. He does so and forfeits the life of his bot side plates. You're going to be giving over at least 2 plates, at least 300 gold to the side of Team Ambition for that skirmish.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too preemptive on that encore. Probably could have held out for a little longer, as it was used just onto Tsum. But, you know, what can you do there? I like the use of the Cannon Barrage topside by Crimson, which delayed the push that we're seeing on the top side. We're going to see a couple plates traded, like you said, in the bot side. But for first turret up top, that's going to now give AOE randoms a nice little lead for themselves. About 1,000 gold in their favor. Crimson will pick this up, but not before it takes out over half of that secondary tower in the top side there. A very nice push for AOE for what they traded in the bot.
Is Geiger going to be the difference maker this game? It's looking like it, honestly. He's 4-1 right now, and if anybody can make a convincing fight happen for AOE randoms, it's him. Even if he doesn't, it's still Akshat. And especially in coordinated play, that passive is pretty good.
Yeah, I forgot about the passive, man. I haven't seen Akshan picked up in so long, if I'm honest. I forgot like what he even does with his kit. That will be a very, very dangerous passive that comes through, because Maddie's so strong. But if they're able to take him out, because he does have that Kraken Slayer, and Maddie's not even really that tanky just yet, Geiger's able to pick him up after a couple pickups from him, then yeah, that's going to be his entire team brought back. Obviously, Crimson and DNA going to be doing a lot of damage. Scary Jerry not quite there yet, has the Essence Reaver, almost the fully stacked tier. But it's going to be a lot of bursts coming out from both teams, but Geiger's going to be your main source of sustained damage as well as Nemesis. I'm very excited to see how they end up playing the later game, and Pocket's not going to get lucky off of the lollipop that time around.
Look
Geiger
who was
was
there,
waiting
though.
in the wings.
Yeah, exactly. It was all about Geiger there, and it looks like it's all going to be about Nemesis 9 right now, as he ends up yeeting himself from the lane. No choice but to disengage in the 1 versus 2, and Scary Jerry is living up to the name with the Essence Reaver especially. Ezreal is pretty darn terrifying and shows no signs of slowing down, especially because he's already got those 6 assists. Mid lane ganks going off. DNA gonna get hooked, gonna get charmed, not gonna be able to play League of Legends. He's gone, and there's not a whole lot anyone could have done about it.
Yeah, I don't know how Pockets wasn't taking tower there, if I'm honest. Colthrow somehow ends up taking the tower, taking a few shots from it. Gets taken very low, will be healing back up off in this jungle, but a nice Hex Tech flash coming through from Pockets to find that kill. And Geiger's looking for a kill topside.
Crimson gets chunked out one more time. The Essence Reaver also providing him a lot of consistent wave clear and a lot of sustain. As long as Crimson's able to sit underneath the tower, his wave clear is going to be pretty good, and it's pressuring Geiger to get stuff done around the rest of the map, as we've already seen. This has been forced to roam around from place to place. Nemesis 9 also playing safe in this bot side, as we've got a sort of yin-yang going across the map.
Yeah, every time Nemesis 9 gets ganked, just says, see ya, I'm just going to dash right out of here. No one can really find him, spending a lot of time and a lot of abilities trying to go after him. Scary Jerry obviously using that True Shot Barrage on the bot side, but didn't do a whole lot, just forced him to back off a little bit. And then Maddie showing up bot side, getting the prio over this Dragon for that trade, however. But it looks like they're going to move back up to mid, and Geiger looks to maybe be trying to find a pick off of this as well.
Do AoE randoms actually want to fight this? Because
I think they do.
I mean, yeah.
Well, Psycho doesn't have ultimate yet, so probably not, no.
It would be nice to see Geiger be able to pop off. You're going to have ult in probably the next 30 seconds, so you want to stall out this Dragon, teleport into the mid lane right now, but total vision supremacy for Team Ambition is going to cause a lot of problems, especially with the control wars, and take a look for that barrel coming from the brush in the favor of Crimson. Be able to really mess you up. There goes the charm, though. It's a 3-man encore and a big Shurima shuffle. What a play from AOE randoms, finding themselves at 2 members, and a third gets served up by Pockets as Crimson gets hooked into the front lines. Pockets is low. Jerry goes forward. Jerry goes backwards. Where are we moving? Maddie flashes right on top of Nemesis 9, picking up the kill, but AOE randoms, they found their way into the river.
Yeah, very nice play, even though it is still 4-on-4. The remaining of TA very low, unable to really contest this, but they're still going to hang out around Jerry with a nice two-shot barrage.
Big ultimate. Scary Jerry gets taken out, though. Geiger swings right on top of him, and now this Akshan is going to go crazy. Maddie's already been taken low, and another swing forward as Geiger chases down the remaining 2 members, flashes on top of Tsum, picks him up, and now this Dragon, these kills, this team fight is unquestionably AoE randoms.
Geiger, exceptional with those, I don't know, what do you call those hook shot? What's that ability called? Whatever they are. Exceptional on those. Heroic swings, very well. Oh, Coulthor needs to be careful here.
Bought himself a lot of time with that Crescent Guard, though, and it's enough for his team to roam over. Psycho picks up a kill. Pockets is going to be able to survive with the double shield. And we've got a good game for AoE randoms. What was looking iffy in the early game has now turned around.
So right there, you called it. Coulthor was in a 1v2 for a very long time. Crescent Guard comes through, and just like that, he's back to full health, helping secure a kill. If you can't kill Xin Zhao in a 2v1 for that long, then you gotta rethink your plan here, your game plan. You can't really go after him first. I think your plan should be shutting down Geiger instantly. 6-1-3 right now. He has Bork on top of the Kraken Slayer, 2 items pre-20. It's a very scary Akshan. Crimson, however, up top, he bought the 2 agility cloaks. Doubling up on that, just going full on crit after the Essence Reavers picked up. I haven't seen that pathing on that build, but maybe it's just he didn't have enough gold for the items he really wanted there. But either way, a crit lands on those barrels within a cannon barrage. It's going to be a very, very scary GP. And now, mid lane Rift Herald going to get dropped here. That's going to be the 3rd tower of TA to go down.
All outers now eliminated. This is really big for them. If you eliminate all of the outer turrets, I mean, you've got so much more control of the vision, of the game, of the enemy team. Team Ambition are going to be forced to be on the defensive right now, and it's already translating to AoE randoms picking up the red buff in the jungle, maybe even picking a fight right now. Crimson's ready for it, though. Coulthor needs to be able to pick up this red buff, does get it. Maddie goes on the engage, and from the side comes DNA, but the ult is stymied by a clutch blast code, and the re-engage comes through from Nemesis 9, and the charm from Psycho is massive! Encore goes crazy, and now the team fight belongs to AoE randoms. Reds has just come in. Geiger has got all 5 members back into the game, and that wombo combo did not... it felt illegal. It felt illegal, Fury.
Psycho went from hitting 1 person with Encore to off of the back of a really, really weird, like, geometry on that. Everybody from TA accidentally walks into it from the red pit, and that was clutch for them. Now, Scary Jerry tries to walk up to contest, but you can't do much there, my friend. Pocket's going to end up picking that one up for himself. This should be Baron Cannon Barrage going to come through.
We'll see if the flash front, he doesn't even have flash, can't get in the pit. This is really rough for them. They're just sort of sticking around, hoping that you can get a pseudo smite off with the Lux, but you're exposing yourself to greater and greater danger as well. There comes the Lux smite, but it isn't enough. AOE randoms have just picked up Baron Nashor. They're 5, almost 6,000 gold in the lead. They've won the last 3 team fights, and they're ready to take down your tier 2 towers. Believe you me.
21-minute Baron is showing kind of why Seraphine's been banned in the past 4 games that we've been casting and watching here. Seraphine, an absolutely explosive champion in the middle of these fights, but Geiger on Akshan is nothing to be scoffed at. 700 gold on a shutdown for him, whoever decides to pick him up, if they even can. But he's virtually untouched in all of these team fights, as we do have a Drake coming up. It's going to be Cloud Soul for our 5th and final game of the series, and 37 seconds left on that. We'll have to see who sets up around it first, but it's 4v5 in the mid lane with Geiger pushing the aggression on the bot lane to get Prio on bot.
I'm really darn excited to see whether this team fight gets taken by Team Ambition, because you'd like to see them defend, but at the same time, AOE randoms have looked so good over the last little while. Geiger maybe committing to the bot side would change things, but it's so difficult to predict where this Akshan is going to be. There's an honorable defense going on for Team Ambition. Baron's going to make that impossible, and now we got to see how they act under pressure. Matty could expose himself, Matty could expose Nemesis to a lot of risk, but not going to happen.
Yeah, that's just going to be Colthrow soloing the dragon here, as we do have a push with this Baron that should be a tower going down. No, they take out that cannon minion right before it goes down. A nice stop, but it's not going to stop Geiger from continuing the push on the bot lane, just slowly delaying the inevitable. Pockets may look to flash over the wall here on a Scary Jerry if they're not careful. Has the ultimate as well.
He's definitely thinking about it. As second tier 2 tower goes down, you're getting a lot for your Baron buff, that's for sure. AOE randoms have a lot to be proud of right now, a lot that they've already picked up off of this power play, and it's extended the gold lead darn significantly. What was an almost 3,000 gold lead, I think it was, is now well over 5,000. Geiger is continuing to push in the bot lane. Crimson cannot answer him appropriately, and he's even trying multiple members down here as waves continue to crash in the mid lane. Team Ambition are falling apart, and they got to fight soon.
Yeah, they are kind of panicking here in their own base, going back and forth between bot and mid, but can't really do much. There's not a whole lot of poke on their team. You know, there's a little bit of burst, but compared to what they have right now, what they're against on AoE randoms, that poke is instantly being shrugged off by Seraphine, by Pockets. They can't really continuously do damage to him. Crimson trying his best to continuously wave clear with these barrels, but after that amazing push, I imagine we're just going to see a reset come through from AoE. They're going to back with the gold in their pockets. They're going to buy and come back even stronger for the incoming team fight to look to end out the game.
Time flies when Team Ambition aren't having fun. Baron buff now gone. Puts AoE randoms in a place where they've almost qualified. Remember that both these teams are 2-2. Both of them just need one victory to send themselves into the Proving Ground Circuit qualifier number 4. And AoE randoms, they're on the cusp of doing it. A 4-man play from Team Ambition, an ult committed, and nothing comes of it. I think Nemesis Knight is going to get out here. I don't know.
He's out, but man, if DNA was a little bit closer, that would have been a clutch Lux ult. He may even still be looking for it. He's still walking up. Oh, not quite there.
I like that he even moved. He was like, you know what? I played it disrespectfully last time. Let's find out, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. That was a good play from DNA, looking for it, trying to scout it out. There would have been a nice pickup. Not a whole lot of gold that would have been given over to him because Nem doesn't quite have a shutdown on the side of AoE here, sitting on that 2 and 5, but if they're able to pick up Geiger, that's really who you have to look for in these fights. Geiger being able to kind of just do whatever he wants around the map. You hate to see that if you're TA.
Still split pushing bot with a minute 30 left on Baron. If this map state continues, we could see another purple worm easily picked up by AOE randoms. Team Ambition are still struggling for vision control in their own jungle, and thank God it's a Cloud Soul for them, because though they don't have access to these dragons, the little vision plants, the Oracle's, I don't know, Squire's Blooms.
Scribe's Blooms, there you go.
They are providing a lot of value in being able to spot out the vision that randoms are putting down.
What I'd like to see randoms do here is not immediately go for the Baron. Keep Geiger on the bot side. They don't have to take the Baron. And even if they put a little bit of pressure on it and fake like they're going for it, they're going to have to draw TA over to it. They can dance and play around the Baron as much as they want. It doesn't even need to be started. And Geiger can just stay bot side, continue the push, and if they send anyone back to stop them, they can take Baron for free. So that's what I'd like to see him go for in the next 30 seconds here. We'll see how it actually plays out for him, though. We're seeing a nice push from Nemesis up in the top side, and they're keeping everybody kind of split up, which is really what you want to see from AOE randoms here with the lead that they have at the moment.
Team Ambition are starting to bleed out, though, and, well, I guess continuing to more convincingly. You can tell because of the amount of jungle camps that have gone the way of AoE randoms. There's just so much gold being funneled directly into Colthrow, into Nemesis 9, even into Psycho as they pick those up. Geiger now roaming up, and that Baron gets started. It may not be exactly what we had hoped for, but it's still a little surprising to see only 2 people being the ones to start that up. There's a fight to brewing, and Team Ambition have got to walk into the fog of war to make it happen. Nemesis 9 gets into the pit. There goes the cannon barrage. Geiger's still unspotted, but Pocket starts off on the engage. The root comes down. Ultimates are expended, but we're not actually committing to it just yet as Geiger spooks him on the side, and AoE randoms melt back into the fog of war.
Yeah, randoms are going to get pushed back just a little bit, so TA coming out, I would say, on top in that, especially because Nem9
gets out.
Very
thankfully.
Dangerous there. Has to use that shuffle to get out. Not too bad coming through from TA on that play here. Everybody pretty healthy, not a whole lot expended. Still have almost all their ultimates.
Geiger YOLO'd it through the front with that heroic charge. We've still got a teleport coming in, but Crimson's managed to secure the first kill. Maddie in the front line gets rooted and gets deleted. Cole throws Crimson. What am I saying? Crescent Guard has expired, and everybody on Team Ambition has managed to disengage for now. It's a 1-for-1, but Geiger goes a little too far forward, and he gets eliminated. That final spark doing him in. But AoE randoms, they're still in the driver's seat?
Yeah, I don't know how that plays out for them. Pockets and Geiger going down. It's a 4v3 in favor of TA right now, but they're still going to have to give over that Dragon and maybe even the ensuing Baron. Geiger not up for the next 30 seconds, though. Going to be a little bit late to it. We are seeing pings come out from TA on that Baron right now. We're seeing on-the-way pings coming through. Nemesis is on the bot side. They may be able to set up around this Baron and even take it. They're not a whole lot of damage, but they have enough tank in the side of Maddie to be able to soak up majority of it. They're going to start it up. TP for Seraphine.
There are question mark pings for AoE randoms. They know this is happening, but there's so much damage on Team Ambition. Are they going to be here in time to stop it? Colthrow is just now roaming over. Will he be able to get into the pit in time? He cannot. That's a big pickup, and a flash expended from Maddie is nothing when you consider that you've just got a Baron.
Yeah, I think if you're Pockets there, you have to just dredge line in, immediately use ultimate on as many people as you can to save time for your team to come through and either steal that Baron or pick up exit frags on the way off of it afterwards. Instead, a free Baron, uncontested, and you get out scot-free. That's really big for TA here, especially after that shutdown on Geiger. That means DNA is going to be sitting on a lot of gold. As that Shadow Flame with the Zonias now 4 stacks on that Dark Seal. I'm surprised they actually went for the Leandries instead of a Ludens this game, if I'm honest, but maybe it's just the better pick.
Could be. It's tough to say at this point what is providing more value, because the poke and sort of the sustained damage seems to be the thing that everyone's focusing on, right? And in that, the Leandris really does rock, but Ludens in these cases, you know, can help you pick up that kill even faster. Although, I gotta say, it's darn fast when you've got 4 damage-dealing members here. Ezreal and Lux combined can burst you down, and we're seeing exactly that. The Baron pickup is big for Team Ambition, and they could be coming back right now.
Yeah, this game is completely flipped on its head. They're going to pick up the first inhib tower of the game here, potentially, if they get another wave here in time. Pocket's still dead, 5v4 in the mid. T-Sum going to roam down into the bot. Just hit that Scryer's Bloom there for a little bit of vision. And that should be tower here. They're going to get that wave coming through. And just like that, not necessarily in the lead gold-wise, but definitely in the lead as far as starting to crack open the base RTA.
I mean, man, if they pulled it back in a massive way from a team that was more than 5,000 gold behind to now being within 2,000 gold. They're retreating right back to base, but with so much more. And I'm taking a look at Crimson's build because these barrels are providing a lot. There's bunches of lethality on this guy, and the Serpent's Fang has done so much to turn these team fights. The barrels are looking a lot like the Encores from Psycho earlier in how much they're able to do in reversing the flow of what is otherwise a fight that may be a foregone conclusion.
Yeah. I would say Crimson going the Prowler's Claw might be a little bit greedy because he hasn't really 1v1'd anyone at this point. It's really good in 1v1, 1v2 scenarios, but with the fact that the game's kind of opened up at the 30-minute mark, you know, you're in 5v5s at this point, essentially. I feel like Duskblade maybe just the better play. That maybe even Eclipse, but I would say in order of prio for me personally, it would be Duskblade, Eclipse, then Prowlers, just situationally. Other than that, Prowlers is always the go-to pick. But around the board here, basically even in terms of the items, nobody really a massive advantage other than Geiger, sitting on 4 fully completed items, has that Gunsu's now, looking for the full build off of the next couple backs, and 3 top were sent to stop Geiger, it looks like, and the entirety of TA get it back. Less than a minute left here on the Cloud Soul for AOE randoms. They're going to have to get set up around this, and looks like TA will have to go contest that. See if they're able to take advantage of it. No Baron anymore for them, as far as I'm aware here, and all ultimates are available.
It's going to be another fight over the river, and we saw how this went earlier, right? AOE randoms lost the fight, but still managed to win the dragon. This time, with a double encore connecting, Crimson is separated from the team, isn't able to put out those barrels, isn't even able to escape Cold Throw as he gets deleted on the side, but DNA has managed to find one back. Mid laner taken out as Nemesis 9 is taken down. Geiger, his ult is a little bit too late to the party, and it's a 1-for-1 that still leaves AOE randoms in the driver's seat, still leaves them about to get Cloud Soul.
Yeah, that should be Cloud Soul. I doubt we even see TA get anywhere near this dragon before it goes down. No, they will not. DNA needs to be careful. Still has that mark from Akshan here, and here comes Geiger. He's got a little bit of bloodlust on him as they move into this jungle.
I'm scared of DNA, man. The Lux frontlining is not something that I'm used to, but he runs straight into the Nautilus hook with no regrets, and now I think is starting to feel a few. Geiger picks up the kill. Scary Jerry goes golden, but we're seeing why you don't mess with AOE randoms, especially when they've got Geiger with them.
And just like that, Nemesis going to become available yet again. Double TP out of the top side from Psycho and Nemesis. We saw the flash forward from Geiger to make sure he was the one to at least get a hit off onto DNA to help bring him back alive. Amazing Shurima shuffle by Nemesis. Kill goes over to Geiger, and they might be able to close out this game.
Oh my god. I was like, nope, Gangplank's gonna be able to stall it out, and Nemesis 9 said, no thank you, I'm done with today. It's been 5 long games. We are ready to qualify for PGCQ number 4. AOE randoms eliminate Team Ambition, and they look darn good doing it, Fury.
They're gonna punch their ticket, and yeah, like you said, darn good doing it. Very far ahead, a pretty one-sided victory, if not for those couple of nice picks from TA, who still a very, very nice display of League of Legends gaming coming from them. But Psycho and Geiger just way too far ahead for anyone to really be able to do anything about. Geiger was killed a couple times, if not for his own bravado, trying to get a little bit too greedy and DNA shutting him down for it. But overall, still very nicely played.
I mean, one of my biggest takeaways from this game is the way that AoE randoms also shut down Crimson, and it wasn't just in
Yeah.
laning phase, but it was in that last team fight as well, where Colthrow was able to almost single-handedly zone him out. It made it so difficult for this gangplank that we were both really excited for to have the impact that we know and saw at times that he could have in team fights, because when those barrels were connecting, when we had the Luxults over the top, when things were going well, Team Ambition looked unstoppable. But as soon as AoE randoms were able to divide and conquer, man, did they conquer.
Yeah, I mean, Crimson with a couple very nice cannon barrages for some CC for his team, getting those slows, a little bit of poke. You know, it helped for sure get a couple kills, especially early on in the game. But later on, when basically AoE randoms realized, hey, let's just shut down Gangplank, they have no late game. And that's exactly what they did. Gangplank was not allowed to have fun in this game, and ends up not doing a whole lot in the top side. Compared to Geiger anyway. Geiger able to kind of just run around the map, freely do whatever he wanted on all 3 lanes, and really helped punch his team's ticket into qualifiers here.
Geiger was a big difference maker, especially considering the jungle pathing that we were calling out earlier. I know that Geiger had a lot of priority because of the vertical jungling that happened, but even so, Maddie was pathing really well, and that's what I'm left with Team Ambition. I really enjoyed the way that they played around their jungler in the early game, and though the mid game and late game didn't feel like he had nearly as much impact, Maddie looked so good, was such a crucial part of getting his team ahead that it feels almost bad to see it fall apart for them. Congratulations, though, to AoE randoms and to all the teams that qualified for the Proving Ground Circuit qualifier number 4. I know it's crazy. If qualify for the qualifier, they did it. That's what's happening. And you can check that out, of course, as it'll be happening over the next couple of weeks. It'll be on Unified, on Academy, on Path to LCS. It'll be on everything. So follow AoE to keep up with our AoE teams. And, well, any of the squads that you saw that you liked here today. It's been a joy casting with you, Fury. Do you have any last words for us?
Nothing for me. Just thank you all for having me. I really appreciate being invited to cast these series. It's been a great time. Would love to do it again, especially with you, Dia. Dynamic duo of NA Amateur. Gotta love it.
That's what's up. It has been a joy to be back with you on the mic. A big shout out, of course, to AoE and Excellency for being able to host these streams, this coverage of the AoE and greater teams as well when all the AoE teams get taken because they're so good. And a big shout out to Alyssa the Siren, who is behind the scenes making us look good. And I don't know. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys who've managed to tune in, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much. We'll see you then.